He steps to the mic with a boom, ping, ping. Wisdom sharper than a beast's fierce sting. Words like fireflies that light the night. He turns the dark into blazing bright. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, all the airwaves king. That shake the ground, unveils the truth where lies abound. Politics, justice, social streams. He molds the chaos into dreams. No silence here, just the sound of change. Boom, ping, ping, rearrange. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, all the airwaves king. Through the static, through the noise, he amplifies the people's voice. Boom, ping, ping, like a heartbeat's call. He's got the wisdom to break down walls. Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today is Monday, November 10th, 2025. For 40 days and for 40 nights, the government was tight. It's not open yet. We're going to go through the details of it. So before we start beating up on the Democrats, and oh, look, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is on the monitor here inside of the host studio at 101.7 The Truth, and he is commenting on the possible shutdown breakthrough. There are a lot of moving parts here. I'm going to try my level best to explain them in a way that is coherent, but also is fair. Because to me, it seems like, just on initial inspection of this, that the Democrats caved. And they caved on a fight that I believe was righteous, and it was fortified by how well they performed in the elections last Tuesday. Like, that was momentum for them to keep on going because the American people got a chance to speak. Now, the American people didn't speak universally last Tuesday, but enough of them did to illustrate that the current government shutdown, and the government is still shut down at the federal level, is the fault of the party that controls the federal government. Because you have full legislative and executive control of the government, and this is a lesson for the Democrats to learn as well, doesn't mean you get to avoid compromise. Because where the compromise is in the majority party is where the majority of the American people are. The majority of Americans right now, men, women, children, black, white, Latino, Asian, biracial, triracial people, because they'll try anything, immigrants, citizens, whatever the case, the Trump administration does not have a majority sentiment in its policy pronouncements. So they must compromise with the Democrats. And from what was communicated to us, the Senate Democrats were holding firm on wanting to include the Affordable Care Act tax credits as a non-starter. So if it was not in this continuing resolution, the Democrats were going to stand firm. And that was a dice game for the Dems because they don't really have a political identity. Because don't forget, Kamala Harris is still out here on her book tour, just crapping on everybody. So that's not really helping the cause either. So we had the election last Tuesday. So it is clear, and the people that voted, the millions of folks that went out and voted in a bunch of different races around the country last Tuesday, that the Democrats are essentially in the clear. They are not taking heat for the government shutdown, right? The big sticking point, like I said a moment ago, was extending those tax credits for the Affordable Care Act, which are subject to expire on New Year's Eve of this year. The Republicans said, we're not going to put any promises, any extensions, any additional appropriations, because that's an additional appropriation, to extend essentially discounts to the American people. If your income is at a certain level, you are paying less money for health insurance, and you keep the most significant portion of the Affordable Care Act intact, right? That's a spending bill. And the Republicans said, no new spending bills, including the ACA tax credits, but in what the Democrats voted for. This is why I'm thinking a couple of things. First of all, Chuck Schumer's done. He's finished. That's regardless of how the Democrats are now playing really sophisticated chess with the Republicans, Chuck Schumer is finished. It's time, buddy. Time to go take a nap. In fact, I would like Chuck Schumer to become friends with Bob so the two of them can go to the casino together and chase women. It's time for Chuck Schumer to relinquish his position as the leader of the Democrats in the U.S. Senate. It's time. Now, he also may know some things that we don't know. But from the outside looking in, it seemed like he was going to stand firm, fortified and sanctioned by the American people, or at least the American people that went out and voted and gave the minority party, the Democrats, tremendous wins. In fact, Democrats won in places they weren't even supposed to win. That's just further evidence that they were in the right and on the right side of history, and that the voters, the Democratic voters in this country, were standing firm in their righteousness with the Democrats keeping the government shut down. Chuck Schumer can't keep his coalition together. And if you can't keep your coalition together on the most significant legislation that has been passed by a Democrat in probably one, if not two generations, you're ineffective. Let me tell you another reason why Chuck Schumer is ineffective. Then I'm going to get on to other things. There's plenty of blame to go around here. The Republicans said no new appropriations, no new spending in this continuing resolution to keep the government open either until January 30th, 2026, when we will be going through this exact same thing all over again. The problem with the January 30th, 2026 government shutdown, which is 2 months away, that one may go for 50 days. Because now we're in the election year, you see. The stakes are going to be so much higher. The Republicans that are campaigning for re-election would have already started campaigning for that November election of 2026. But the problem with this 60 votes to end the cloture, which is a procedural move, I'm not trying to get in all that parliamentary stuff, is the Republicans did include new spending and new appropriations in this bill. They're funding like the Pentagon for 3 more years in this bill. Now, wait, hold on now. Wait a minute. First of all, the Pentagon going to get its money. Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of the Department of War, he going to get his money. Why they had to guarantee funding for the U.S. military and the Pentagon for 3 years in this bill, that's something we could have taken up with regular appropriations. That is something that Congress could have taken up when the government runs out of funding on January 30th. So when the Republicans said, we're not going to have any new spending in this bill, they lied. Now, hold on now, wait a minute. I'm thinking that the Democrats is playing some kind of chess. Now the debate has moved through the U.S. Senate. The House passed this bill some time ago, came over to the Senate. That's where it was stalled for 40 days. Now, this bill, whatever is in this package with the funding for the Pentagon and a whole bunch of other things the Republicans could throw in there because they could get away with it, now goes back to the House of Representatives. This is a different game. And I'm going to do my level best to try and unpack all of this because there are 20 20 Republican U.S. senators that are up for re-election in 2026. The entire House of Representatives is up for re-election in 2026. Let me break it down a little further. There are currently 3 vacancies in the House of Representatives. Of those 3 vacancies, 2 are Democrats, 1 is a Republican. Right now, the Republicans have a 219-member majority. The Democrats have 213 members. I'm going to do you a solid and take it one step further. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not going to vote for this, right? So now the Republicans, when they lose Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she's not going to vote for all of these complicated amendments and all of the funding of the Pentagon, and also she's on the warpath. Side note, I reached out to her over the weekend. I haven't heard back. Don't worry, I'm going to keep trying. At this point, I would rather interview Marjorie Taylor Greene than Kamala Harris, because I made a Kamala Harris request a couple of weeks ago. Don't care if she gets back to me. Don't care. She's yesterday's news. Not going to entertain Kamala Harris. I had a window that was open for her, but my window was shut. Now it's open for Marjorie. So they're going to lose Marjorie Taylor Greene. Remember, whatever the Senate passed, and I got the details of it, I'm going to share it with you. The House has to agree to every single thing. There's a bunch of new stuff in there. In the Senate version that passed last night or this morning, there's a lot of new stuff, weird stuff, freaky stuff, unusual things. The House has to pass absolutely the same thing, which they won't do. And they're going to lose Marjorie Taylor Greene, meaning they cannot lose a single Republican member of the House of Representatives when the bill that was passed through the Senate goes back to the House. And that's a virtual impossibility. Let me tell you where it gets a little deeper. And maybe this is where Chuck Schumer was playing the 3D chess. Adelita Gravahalda is waiting to be sworn in. Her father was the congressman in the 7th District in Arizona. He passed away. She ran in his stead, and she got reelected. She needs to be sworn in. Okay, now there is more pressure on Mike Johnson to swear her in so that the people in Arizona's 7th District have a vote in opening the government with all of these details that the Senate has thrown into this bill, you see. She's also the 218th vote needed to release the Epstein files. Here's what I think is going to happen. They're only going to get Marjorie Taylor Greene if they swear in the representative from Arizona. That's the 218th vote to release the Epstein files. Now, all of this could go terribly left, and my prediction could be wrong, but I think that is where Chuck Schumer is playing chess. He was like, you know what? I'm going to let the Republicans put all this little nonsense in this bill, all these things that they said they didn't want in the bill, no new spending, no new appropriations, and then send that junky bill back to the House of Representatives where the threat of losing Marjorie Taylor Greene and any other Republican that decides that they don't want to vote for this bill means it fails and the government remains closed and the Democrats are still righteous, which means the whole damn thing goes back to the Senate where they're going to need 60 votes all over again. I know that was a lot, but we're going to break it down into bite-sized pieces. At the end of the day, the Republican senators that are up for re-election in 2026 have a combined total of about 7 million enrollees in the Affordable Care Act. If the Republicans do not extend the tax credits and the discounts for the Affordable Care Act, those 7 million people that will effectively either lose their health care coverage or it will be unaffordable may vote for a Democrat instead. So the Republicans potentially could lose as many as 6 or 7 seats in the Senate. And that's dangerous because remember, when the Democrats get control of the House, they're going to impeach Trump. The larger the Democratic majority is in the Senate, the closer they are to hitting that number of actually removing Trump from office. And I think Chuck Schumer mapped all this out. He should have. He had 40 days to map it out. I had 2 hours. We're going to talk about it today and, everything else under the sun. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back shortly.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history, like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the First Time Home Buyer Education Workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
A deal in the Senate has advanced that would serve as a temporary funding measure, a so-called continuing resolution or a CR to reopen the government after about 40 days of shutdown. There are a lot of additional details and spending proposals that have been put into this because the majority party can do that. And so the promise is, which I don't know how this shapes out. They got the 60 votes, including 8 Democrats, and I have the names of the Democrats in the U.S. Senate that voted with the Republicans to not only reopen the government or to pass the Senate version of the continuing resolution, which is not guaranteed to pass in the House, because that's how legislation works. Whatever the Senate comes up with, and they had 40 days to come up with weird stuff, and they did, because that's not what the House voted on. The House sent them a totally different bill. The Senate was like, okay, we got to add this and we got to do this, and Democrats, screw you, and screw you too. We're going to add this and this, do some military spending and this. And so when the bill that passed the House last night goes past the Senate last night, goes back to the House is going to be like, we don't know what this is. We didn't add all this additional stuff. And so now House members, including the Republicans, all of whom are up for re-election next year in the House of Representatives, have to find some kind of agreement or make concessions with members of the U.S. Senate. So this is not going to be an overnight process, but this is also where it gets kind of murky. There are 7 million Affordable Care Act enrollees in the U.S. Senate states in which Republicans are facing re-election next year. The promise to reopen the government came with another promise, which I don't know if the Republicans are going to honor it, but it also might be a trap that the Democrats set for them. The promise is they can get their 60 votes to reopen the government from the Senate side, but there has to be a separate, standalone, beautiful vote on the Affordable Care Act subsidies. It will be a standalone vote where the eyes of this nation and the 24 million people and the 45 million people total, because the Affordable Care Act subsidies extended and expanded Medicare and Medicaid coverage, 45 million people are going to watch what is going to happen. Now, if the Republicans follow suit and if they listen to Trump, whether they hold that vote or not, I guess remains to be seen. I'm assuming they will, but the Republicans will vote it down. So going into the holiday season, where the economy is on shaky ground, because we don't even know how the economy is doing right now, because the Bureau of Labor Statistics has not been reporting out economic data because they've been shut down. Do you want to tell Americans right before Christmas that you will not be able to afford your health care? Because you know what people are going to do? They're going to prioritize their health care and their health insurance over spending for Christmas. There's already talks of a boycott. A lot of black folks is mad. They want to boycott Christmas. And then if you take away those Affordable Care Act subsidies and you shrink the number of expanded medical coverages that exist with Medicare and Medicaid, going into 2026, the Republicans could screw themselves and would be nothing but their fault. So the timing of it, quite honestly, is immaculate, because right around the middle of December, when this next standalone vote on the Affordable Care Act subsidies comes down, because it will be the Republicans that will vote against it. And if they do, they will tank the economy and they won't be able to blame anybody but themselves. That seems like the trap that the Democrats have set. Now, if the Republicans start to say, you know what, we're going to have to begin legislating on behalf of the American people and providing policy solutions that the people want, not what Trump wants, because Trump, we hope, is not going to be there forever. And at some point, every single Republican that is a Trump supporter is going to have to face their voters. Right now, they're dealing with Trump, and whatever Trump wants, they're letting Trump get away with. But when those senators come back and face their voters, you guys remember over the past, like the last summer, where Republicans had all those town halls? And they were getting yelled at and screamed at by their own conservative constituents. Things have gotten worse. Those people that were shouting at Republicans during their town hall meetings last summer are more angry now. And now we come to find out millions of them rely on either the expanded Affordable Care Act subsidies for low-income people and the expanded access with Medicare and Medicaid. And you don't want to make those people mad, because they were even saying last summer, hey, you need to stick up for us and vote for us and support us, your voters, and not just listen to Donald Trump. The Republicans have gone another 4 or 5 months ignoring their constituents, and now their health care is on the chopping block. So if you are a Republican, you got a choice to make. Trump is not going to be there forever. And if you want to continue being in elected office, because the Democrats are just going to win all of those seats. All the Democrats have to say is like, hey, we want you to be able to go to the doctor when you're dying. That's it. They don't even have to get into all the LGBTQ stuff. The Republicans are still trying to run the trans ads. Don't nobody care about that no more. If somebody is sick and they can't afford to go to the doctor, look, I'll take a trans doctor. Hi, Sherwin, I'm your new doctor, Dr. They, Them. I don't care. I'll take Dr. Them, They. I don't care about, that's fine with me. I don't even care no more. They beat the whole trans thing to death. Now, they won some elections in 2024, mostly because of the homophobia of black men. I guess that'd be transphobia. But at this point, if they said, Sherwin, here's your choices. Health care that you can't afford, but a cisgender heterosexual doctor, or a transgender doctor with health insurance that you get to pick your plan and it fits within your budget and you have no lifetime maximums and a reasonable deductible. I'm taking the they, them doctor every single time. Hi, Sherwin Hughes checking in, 3 o'clock with Dr. They, Them. Oh, yeah, we have you right here, Sherwin. Is all of your information still the same? Insurance still the same? Is this a good phone number for you? Yes, it is. Okay, have a seat. We'll let you know when Dr. They, Them is available. Okay, thank you. I'll just go sit right over here. Yeah, right over there is fine. Somebody will let you know. They'll come get you when Dr. They, Them is here to see you. A deal in the Senate has advanced that would serve as a temporary funding measure, a so-called continuing resolution to reopen the government after about 40 days of the shutdown. Key components. The continuing resolution would keep funding the government through January 30th, 2026. So that's only, what is that, a month and a half? It also would bundle in 3 full-year appropriation bills: military construction and veterans affairs, agriculture, and the legislative branch. So that is the part that blows my mind, because the Republicans were saying, look, they call it clean CR. You guys hear that term? They said, we want a clean CR. We want to vote on a clean CR. Clean continuing resolution means no new additional spending is going to be added. That's what the House passed. A clean CR, not funding for this, not more funding for the military for all of these years, just enough money to keep the government open until January 30th. What the Republicans did in the Senate, and they may have been encouraged by the Democrats, because the more things, follow me now, the more things that the Republicans in the Senate add to this continuing resolution, That's more debate they have to have in the House of Representatives, where they can't lose 2 Republicans on the vote to reopen the government. If 2 Republicans, Marjorie Taylor Greene plus any other Republican, says, you know what, I don't think it's necessary that we're funding the military for 3 years without revisiting what the military may need. And if Mike Johnson loses that Republican, then the whole thing fails. It would guarantee back pay for federal employees furloughed during the shutdown and reverse mass firings and layoffs during the shutdown period, which that's good. The deal gives, and it's in bold letters here, a promise of a future vote on the extension of the Affordable Care Act premium subsidies, one of the biggest sticking points, though that vote is not guaranteed to succeed. If that vote fails. Remember when John McCain was a deciding vote on whether Obamacare was going to be overturned or not, and he had that arm. His arm didn't work so good. Remember John McCain? Shout out to him. He's dead. But his arm didn't work good because he was in the Vietnam War, and he was in that prison camp, and they beat him up real bad, and his arm never worked the same. He lifted that arm up. He lifted kind of like Bob does, and he did that thumbs down to keep the Affordable Care Act open, and then he died after that, and he was a hero. If the Republicans vote to end the Affordable Care Act, they will effectively be going against enough American people to where their fate as a political party will be sealed. And I know a lot of folks don't see it as important because you all have not you all. Some of you have employer-sponsored health insurance. Wait till you see what your premiums are. Because your premium may remain the same with your employer-sponsored health insurance, but I don't know, come January, February, how fitting to be in Black History Month, you're going to get a little notice. Or you might get the notice before that. Hi, people of XYZ ABC Company. The health insurance that you all have signed up for through your benefits package, it's all going to be spelled out in a nice little corporate email. Hi, we're going to give you the new details of the costs, the employee costs for our 2026 company-sponsored health care plans. For an individual, it's going to be $1,395, and for a family, it's going to be $4,200. And then a lot of people are going to be very angry. And what people would typically do if your employer-sponsored healthcare plan gets too expensive, people would leave their employer-sponsored healthcare plan, and then they would go to the marketplace. They would go to the healthcare.gov, and they would pick a plan there. But those plans are going to be just expensive. And now here it is in January or February, you're screwed because you can't afford your employer-sponsored healthcare plan. And then you go to the exchange, and those prices are through the roof as well. You're not going to vote for a Republican that did that to you and your family come November of 2026. That is what I believe the Democrats are hoping for. And the Republicans are going to have a choice because they're going to hear from their constituents, if they're not already. Senator so-and-so, I can't afford my wife's cancer treatments. Senator so-and-so, remember me? I emailed you a couple of weeks ago about my wife's cancer treatments. She's dead now. Hi, Congressman so-and-so. I really wish that you would vote for the Affordable Care Act subsidies because my child has the type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes, and I got type 3 diabetes. We can't afford our medications and all of the insulins. And then there'll be another email from that same constituent. Hi, Republican Congressman. I'm very disappointed that you voted against the Affordable Care Act subsidy. Now my child is dead. Now I have type 4 diabetes. So we'll see. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
You ever notice how the phrase 9 to 5 sounds just so old school? That's because in 2025, the 9 to 5 is as outdated as a rotary phone. Let's be real. The world has changed, and the way we work has changed with it. The gig economy is booming. Folks are making money on their own terms, driving Ubers, delivering DoorDash, freelancing, and side hustling their way to the bag. And then there's the work-from-home revolution. People are clocking in from their kitchen tables, their favorite coffee shops, or even the beach. Laptops open, pajamas on, productivity up. The virtual office is now the new corner office, and the only commute is from the bed to the desk. Let's not forget about the digital nomads, those bold souls who turn the world into their workplace. They're sending emails from Bali, closing deals in Barcelona, and living life on their own schedule. No time clock, no cubicle, just Wi-Fi and a dream. And 21st century entrepreneurship, well, it's a whole new game. You can launch a business from your phone, build a brand on Instagram, and make more in a week than some folks do in a month without even punching a clock. So who's still working that old 9 to 5 job? People who are resistant to change or maybe just can't adapt. The future belongs to the flexible, the creative, the hustlers who know how to make technology work for them. The 9 to 5, well, that's a museum piece. The real action is happening outside the box, where freedom and opportunity are just a click away.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Saxophone man, corner 17.
The days may be officially numbered for the longest partial government shutdown in history. On day 40 of the funding impasse, enough Senate Democrats decided to vote for cloture on the newly introduced spending package unveiled yesterday to get over the 60-vote hurdle and finally break the logjam. It would be easy to say, oh, the Democrats just caved in. At some point, they have to be thinking about the long game because we do still have a Trump presidency that we have to contend with. And Donald Trump's presidency is supported, fostered, and bolstered by Republicans in Congress. And if the Democrats act in a way, a very strategic way, a very surgical way, to weaken or to loosen the Republican coalitions in Congress, you therefore weaken Donald Trump. This government shutdown could have very well played into the Democrats' hands. So I don't know all of the details of it because I'm not a member of Congress, nor do I work for a member of Congress anymore, but I know how the game goes. The Republicans could have set themselves up for a vote that could sink their legislative future, that could also sink Donald Trump's executive future. Having the standalone vote on the Affordable Care Act subsidies, which affects probably more like 60 or 70 million people when you consider it's going to have an impact on the entire health insurance market. And some of you that are being covered now will not be covered. Maybe your pre-existing conditions are going to be considered too expensive because now health insurance companies are going to be able to sue to say, well, we shouldn't be held to this anymore. The Affordable Care Act subsidies are gone, so we need to be able to change what we are offering to the American people, and we want to be able to make more money than we were making before. So the impact is going to be significant. And if the Republicans vote that down, I think it's going to be a non-starter because who is going to vote for a political party that doesn't want you to be able to afford taking care of your child with leukemia? Because, you know, childhood cancer is kind of one of those pre-existing conditions, and it really is that serious. Not for people that are healthy. Fair enough. But here's one thing I'm going to guarantee you, healthy people. At some point, you're going to interact with the healthcare system. No one stays healthy forever. And the amount of money that you are going to have to pay for very basic services may threaten your entire financial future. Not to mention young people who feel invincible. They already can't afford to buy a house. Average price of a new car is $50,000. Everybody complaining about groceries. Inflation ain't going nowhere. Side note on that. I went to the Meejers yesterday. You know, Meejers, the grocery store on 114th and Burleigh. I ain't never seen so many black folks in my life. I'm not saying that people was stocking up because they got the EBT money. I'm not saying that, but I mean, I seen a lot of bonnets now. Ricky, the bonnets was in full force. The bonnets and the house shoes, you can always tell because when they wear house shoes, they don't pick their feet up. They slide across the floor. You know what I'm talking about? And they always walk right past the produce aisle. They don't go to produce.
Sounding real judgy right now.
Just sliding past. I'm not judging nobody. I don't have to judge. So this was embarrassing. And actually, shout out to the fella who was at Meijer yesterday. Said, "I love your show. Thank you, fella." He was in the line, the self-checkout line where I was at in the meter. So shout out to that fella. We appreciate you. And so as I'm collecting my bags, I'm about to walk out, it was so embarrassing. It was a man, different guy. And he was having problems with his EBT card, okay? And then, you know, they had that person that stands guard at the self-checkout in case people need help or whatever. So this lady, and she said it real loud. It's a black lady, too. It's very embarrassing for everybody. She said, this man right here, he customer service, this man coming over there to you, he have a problem with his EBT card. And she screamed it very loud. That was embarrassing for him. I was like, that ain't nobody's business. She didn't have to scream that.
Well, he shouldn't be on EBT.
No, don't say that.
I'm just messing.
No, that he looks so small after she said that. But and I'm looking at this like 69 or 70-year-old woman. I'm like, you're on EBT too, woman. You're working at Meijer. You're not making a whole lot of money. This man right here, he coming customer service because he scanned his EBT card and it ain't even work. And she yelled it out. Like, don't yell it. Be discreet. You ever go to a restaurant and have your credit card be declined? Ooh, no. I have. I gave him the wrong card. One card ain't had no money on it. And then, because I was paying for dinner. I had the money. I just gave the woman the wrong card, you see. My check card, I don't use for transactions. I only use that to get cash. So I spend my checking account money down to zero. In my brokerage account, that's where my money is. And then I use credit cards for everything else. I just pay my credit cards back right away as soon as I charge them. So I gave her, because some of my cards look the same, you see. And then I was expecting the lady to come back with the bill. And she came back with a long look on her face. Because, you know, they put your bill in like that plastic, that folder, like that folding sleeve. And she ain't have the sleeve. And immediately I knew. And I checked my wallet. I was like, oh, damn, I gave her the wrong card. But she was real discreet about it. You know what I mean? She didn't want to embarrass me in front of the whole table full of people. She was like, she got down real low. She was like, check this out, Playboy. You want to,
She did not.
Hold on, let me explain my story.
She did not.
She said, look here, pimpin'. Hey, dog, I ain't trying to embarrass you in front of your people because I know you trying to smash old girl. So look here now. Just reach in your wallet and give me, she said, an alternative form of Tinder. Because the card that you passed me, you know what I mean, you had a little problem with it. So she's like, you got another alternative form of Tinder? I said, good looking out, baby girl. Look here, let me see what I got for you. And I pulled out one of these gold platinum cards on that ass. And I just slid it to her like kind of like underhand. And she's like, all right, Playboy, I'll be right back. And then she came back, called me and said, okay, everyone. It's been very nice to serve you. Here you go. And then she gave the bill to her. I said, oh, thank you. She kept it discreet. You got to keep it discreet because sometimes,
Hell no.
what? You trying to say that didn't happen?
No, that did not. That did not happen.
She was like, hey, Playboy, look, I just want to. But she was very discreet. She didn't let the whole table know. And first of all, the people at the table, they're all drunk anyway, so they weren't even paying attention. So thank God they didn't witness the little transaction I had with the server. But sometimes your card gets declined. Let's talk to Jules. Jules, I bet your cards never get declined.
A couple times.
Uh-oh, well, fair enough.
Good morning. Good morning. I thought your listeners might be interested in hearing the real-world impacts of the shutdown and fights about the distribution of resources in America. I'm calling from a Greyhound bus right now. My return flight from New Orleans was canceled. I couldn't get another flight that didn't have multiple connections and wasn't subject to cancellation, too. Couldn't get a rental car, was sold none available. Wound up Ubering to a Greyhound station, which looked like a scene from the Night of the Living Dead. You want a real glimpse of the ugly underbelly of American society? Go walk into a Greyhound station. Let me tell you what you'll see. What I've watched over the past 12 hours, I saw a 20-something-year-old woman with an 8-month-old child whining like they're hungry. She looked like she's feeding them Sprite. I'm like, what are you doing on a Greyhound at 3 o'clock in the morning with an infant? I overheard another 20-something-year-old black woman conversation, too much information, talking about her domestic violence and drug abuse experience and all the pills she took. I saw an early 30s black male hugging and cuddling with a filthy life-size teddy bear. Another brother lost his 175 in the vending machine. He harassed the heck out of the counter clerk. Austin went back 8 times saying things like, you find out anything about the machine yet? Can't you reimburse me out of your own pocket? Thankfully, I'm 20 miles outside of Chicago as we speak, almost home. This is one of the real-world impacts of the shutdown in my life. And when I think about the ignorance and apathy and tribalism that got us here, I hope that America's experience with Trump 2.0 changes at least one of those out of that equation. I just wanted to share that with you. Thought you listeners might find it amusing.
Well, thank you for sharing that very colorful information. And be careful, Jules, because, stuff that happens on Greyhound buses and in those terminals is the stuff of legend. So please be careful.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yo, yeah, that all tracks. That all makes sense because the stuff you see in, around, and near the bus station is.
I remember I had to take the bus as a lot, actually, as a youngin'.
Like the Greyhound bus, like interstate travel?
Yep, and the Badger line. I don't think it exists anymore though. But
that's the one that goes to Madison. I think they still got something that goes to.
It used to be across the street from Greyhound downtown.
It's like $9 you could go to Madison. You get some interesting characters on that.
You can go anywhere in Wisconsin actually. But yeah, the Greyhound, the buses you just see some crazy stuff.
You ain't even got to take a Greyhound to see crazy things, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to people that ride Milwaukee County Transit, but holy smokes. I often drive through the city. I take the long way sometimes just to get a feel for what is happening in my city because, I get to watch, construction projects and buildings are getting built. I just like seeing those things transform in front of my eyes, so I like to drive around the city. It goes without fail. I am going to see someone in a bus shelter singing, no music, dancing, no beat, or doing karate.
Or even sleep.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have. So any bus shelter on Wisconsin Avenue before 7 a.m., oh, yeah, you're going to see some sleepers, which is terribly sad because I don't want anybody to be homeless. We're a very wealthy nation. I shouldn't see those things. But I also don't want to be separated or detached from them. I want to see those things and let it upset me and let me go through the range of emotions because that, to me, represents a failure of policy because there are some countries that don't let their people go homeless. And it's even worse when it's a veteran. But you're going to see somebody singing and dancing and doing karate. Sometimes they're doing all three. Capitol Drive is good for that. So just know, if you see somebody on a bus stop and they're not singing and they're not dancing, they'll probably kick your ass because they know karate. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's College Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and we want to help your young scholar get those free scholarship dollars. All month long, we'll be highlighting local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. So be sure to tune in to 1017 The Truth's College Month so you can learn how your scholar can get those scholarship dollars. College Month on The Truth is sponsored by Marquette University and Educators Credit Union.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
What is a DJ? Do we just play music? Maybe some are that simple. For me, I create memories that last a lifetime. I'm always thinking about how songs connect. I read the room. Every event is an open canvas, a new world. So what's a DJ when you hire me? I'm a vibe architect, a curator of euphoria, a guaranteed good time.
I know you want me. Every day, not only when you're lonely.
Whether you have a wedding, festival, corporate event, or any other special occasion, get your free consultation with DJ Remaniac today.
Trailblazer!
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
An initial test vote Sunday night on the revised, beefed up legislation got over that 60 vote threshold just barely, with exactly 60 votes, though final passage is unlikely until later in the week. The vote had been held open for over 2 hours to allow for Senator John Cornyn, a Republican from Texas, the 60th vote, to return to the Capitol because he had been in Texas over the weekend officially filing as a candidate for re-election in next year's Republican primary. Ain't that crazy? The 60th vote the Republicans needed, they couldn't get because Senator Cornyn was at home in Texas instead of being in Washington, D.C., you know, where he works at. He's worried about filing for his re-election in the middle of a government shutdown. You would think that you would want to prioritize getting the government open and being there with your party and on the side of the American people. Chuck Schumer, I still think he needs to go, not because I think the Democrats caved. I think it's too easy for us to dismiss the Democrats as caving. There's a lot more complicated calculus involved in this matter. Like, bills are not easy. One of the things that is lost on us in how this process, this legislative process, which is exceptionally complicated, most people don't understand it. They can't understand it. It is infinitely impossible. And then there's like procedural moves. Then there's amendments. Then you guys have seen every so often these floor debates. Like Cory Booker, remember a couple months ago when he went on, like, how long was this floor debate? Like 2 or 3 straight days. How did he go to the bathroom? Because they were delaying a vote in the U.S. Senate, so Cory Booker took unlimited amounts of time to just continue to talk. He read like books and novels and stuff. There's all these procedural things they can do, and then there's this, and there's stuff I've never heard of before. Then there's archaic rules they can go back to the 1700s to use, all to stop or stifle a vote. There are a lot of things the minority party can do, very complicated, but that's what the system is. The American people writ large believe good legislation should always get passed very quickly. That's what we believe. If the bill is good, if it helps people, if it solves a problem, if it satisfies a need, if it clears something up, or if it's just pure common sense, we believe that the Democrats and the Republicans will come together. They'll see the benefit of the legislation, and they will pass it. They'll give it to the executive for their signature. That's what we think the process is. It's actually the opposite. Our current legislative system, made more complicated by identity politics and just the rigmarole and the minutia of parliamentary procedure, which most people don't understand anyway. It's not so that good, simple, easy, common sense bills that solve a problem get passed. It's so that no bad bills ever get passed. And so every good piece of legislation has to go through this gauntlet of scrutiny to make sure it's not a bad bill. That's why it takes so long. Let me give you another example. We're in the year 2025, almost 2026. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for 2025 to be over. Had enough of it. Had enough. 2025 almost died. Had the EMT twins save me.
You almost died?
Well, yeah. I thought I was dead. Swore I was having a heart attack.
You were very sweaty, but you didn't die.
Well, clearly I didn't die, man. Well, number one, no, I didn't die. Number two, I came back to work way too soon. I should have stayed gone longer. But I was worried that if I took another week off.
Yeah, you gonna get you thought right.
Y'all wouldn't have seen my black ass.
That black ass gonna get fired.
Oh no, they could fire me. Oh, trust me. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I ain't worried about that. No, I'm not worried. But I got used to being at home. I was like, ooh, this is good. Think I'll get up at 10 o'clock today. Get up at 10, be like, still sleepy. Let's go back to bed till noon. Then wake up, stretch. What am I having for lunch today? Oh, it was a glorious existence. It was beautiful. Walking around in my underwears.
Oh, you got used to being a lazy Negro.
Oh, God, yeah. Sure.
I can't do it.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
I get bored too easily. I need to be productive.
I thought that I would get bored too. Well, I still had things that I could do. There was always something to do. I could do stuff around the house. I could do a little laundry. I could run my little errands. Because even though I'm only here till noon, there's still a lot of stuff that I don't get done during my work week. Because just being here for these 3 hours consumes just a lot of just my bandwidth. So when I take time off, and I don't have to think. That's the thing. Like here, when I'm here, I got to think. I got to do all the thinking and talking and making sense, which most of the time I don't. But just to have a free and clear mind of not having to worry about what I'm going to discuss, it's just, it was such a mental vacation. But I think I came back too soon. But I'm ready for 2025 to be over because this year has just been, man, it was a lot. We had a lot of changes here at The Truth. A lot of things happened, political things. Had a bunch of stuff going on at every level of government shutdowns and whatnot, all of the things. Yeah, 2025. Scale of 1 to 10. About a 3.5. 2025, probably about 3.5, 4. Not really all that good of a year. Hoping better things for 2026 where the American people get another kick at the can. Maybe just enough people will regret how they voted. And some people, and these are the people I'm talking to, if you voted for him and for them to punish the people that you don't like. Here's what you learned about that lesson. Your ass got punished too. And I'm not a glutton for punishment. Some of y'all like it. Some of y'all are used to pain. I'm not. I want stuff easy as possible. So I'm hoping those that voted with hate in their hearts felt that hate through their hungry bellies for at least a couple of weeks. Take a break, come back, and continue our conversation for hour 2. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be back shortly.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So let me ask you, when the government, and again, I'm doing the air quotes, tightens the belt, who's standing underneath the belt when it snaps back?
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't want you to agree. Honestly, should I be transparent? I don't really care if you agree. I, like you, want to be heard.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
It's a big week for Educators Credit Union during College Scholarship Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. They will highlight the $70,000 in scholarships Educators Credit Union gives to 35 outstanding high school seniors in southeastern Wisconsin. We will also discuss their useful college planning resource tool, which can be found on the Educators Credit Union website. Educators Credit Union, achieving more together. For more information, visit ecu.com. Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
There was a straw that broke the camel's back. Now, here's the other thing. A Zorhan Mamdani couldn't win in Wisconsin. He could not have won any race in New Jersey. He could not have won even in places that are as liberal as California.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
Here's where the Democratic Party needs to rebrand itself, and I think it's going to learn a lesson very, very quickly, because in projecting to the future, I think they're already planning for a Hakeem Jeffries political agenda as Speaker of the House, which will, and Gavin Newsom was right when he gave his speech last night, it will effectively end Donald Trump's presidency. Once Hakeem Jeffries becomes Speaker of the House, Donald Trump will be the lamest of all lame ducks, and the impeachments will start, and I'm going to relish and bask in it because it's exactly what Donald Trump deserves. He did this to himself by trying to do terrible stuff to us.
Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. If you go to the youtube.com, or open up your YouTube app from your smartphone or other mobile device, search 1017 The Truth and hit subscribe. You will see a poll that we put up. The question is, are the Democrats brave or did they cave in your selections for answers are brave or cave. 75% of you that have voted so far believe that the Democrats caved on the government shutdown. Initial inspection would say yes, they did, because what's the whole point of the exercise of going 40 days and then standing firm on wanting to make sure the Affordable Care Act tax credits were extended? And then all of a sudden, to not get the thing they were standing firm on, and then give the Republicans the 60 votes that they need. I don't think it's that simple. Here's what I believe, just from, and I've been clearly paying attention and reading mostly international journalism, because here's how American journalism breaks down, unless you find real specific outlets. So television news, which is just easier for me to digest because I can have it on and then still like be productive and do stuff around the house. You know, when I'm sitting down on my computer and I'm reading stuff, that's usually just in the mornings. Like throughout the day, I'm not glued to my computer. In fact, I try and stay away from a computer during the day so I can enjoy other parts of life. But if I have news on, like political news on television, here's how if I had to condense it. One side is Hitler is great, and we have people in our party that do the Nazi salute and deny the Holocaust. That's one side, okay? The other side is, yeah, we want people to not be displaced because of AI, have health care insurance that's affordable, if not free, raise the minimum wage, and invest in education. And the media take on that is there's extremists on both sides. One side is, yeah, just snatch people off the streets if they look like they might possibly know Spanish and just disappear them to where they can never be found again. Just have a bunch of dudes in masks with Department of Homeland Security vests on, just snatch people and send them. You know, they're sending people to Liberia. Did you know that? If you're caught here illegally, they're not even sending you back to your home country no more. There's some deal where they're sending people to Africa. Ain't that? And here's the thing. They're sending Mexicans to Africa. And I think they're doing that to see, like, if they can get away with it, because I think they're going to start sending our black asses away next. Because remember, this is only year one of the Trump presidency. They're just revving their engine up now. They ain't even really started the race shit. I know they coming for us. Why wouldn't they? We're an easy target.
What happened to that one guy?
Abrego Garcia?
Yeah, what happened to him? Did they ever figure that out?
I think he came back. He was from Maryland, but I also think he's still in the middle of being deported because they snatched dude.
They made him disappear, cut his hair off, and lost his information, so he lost in the system.
They put him in a concentration camp in, Nicaragua, El Salvador, somewhere down there. And then, because his wife and his children are all citizens. And he's from Maryland, and the governor of Maryland is Wes Moore. And Wes Moore was like, yo, bring this dude back. So they brought him back. But yeah, he was like the first major case of the failure of this immigration policy or whatever it is. But no, they're snatching people left and right. But no, it was interesting that Africa, like Liberia, like that's, why there? Why not just return them home? They are shipping people to countries that will make it impossible for those people to leave. And think about the vulnerability of those people. Because you got to keep in mind, when they snatch somebody off the street and there's no due process, like you can't go to court, you can't get a lawyer, and they ship you to another country, you don't have a cell phone. Like, I don't know if people quite understand, like, you are stripped of everything. And you're sent to another country you've never been to before. You don't know the language. If you have, like, medical issues, if you have, like, medications, you're not going to get any of that stuff. And I think that there's a deal being made because countries need labor. And if you are caught in this country, and it's all inhumane. And I don't even know what migrants even did to y'all. They didn't do nothing to me.
It's kind of like from Menace to Society when they dropped Kane and old boy off in the Mexican neighborhood. They left them there to get beat.
But the essays was cool, though. They took us to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Except with this immigration policy, they're sending people to other countries that may not necessarily be cool. In fact, we could have a second incarnation of slavery that the United States is behind, because when they're sent to that, whatever that camp is in Central America, I can't think of what it's called, where there's in El Salvador, where they had the president of El Salvador was in the White House praising Donald Trump, and there's some deal where we gave this country and that president $6 million to take all the people that we deport. They're putting those people to work. Like, they're doing like labor, and they're not getting paid for it. So that is an effect, because our incarceration system, our prison system, is slavery. You don't have rights. You can be forced to work. You're not required to make any wages. Labor laws don't apply to you. In fact, when slavery ended, they passed a bunch of state laws, these vagrancy laws, that if you were black and had nowhere to go, because if you left the plantation, you literally had nowhere to go, they could arrest you for loitering, and you would be incarcerated, and then the plantation that you left, that you were freed from, would now pay the state to rent you, to come back and harvest the crops that you actually planted. So even though slavery was ended, well, now you're in jail. It even says in the 13th Amendment that slavery shall be abolished in these states unless it's upon the commission of a crime. So that's a caveat. Slavery still exists in this country. Very much so. It's just called incarceration. So then you have to wonder, and I'm not saying that there's a correlation here. I'm going to let you guys come up with that correlation on your own, where it is in the 13th Amendment that slavery is not done in the country. If you commit a crime, you can be a slave again. And then lo and behold, African-American men were the number one demographic incarcerated. I just wonder, that's an interesting thing. And it's such a revelation to people, you know, when I'm honest with them about American history, because it was never taught to them. And I want to say something real brief on that, because I got to make a connection. You know, people listen to this show to hear perspectives they probably won't get anywhere else. I don't know why these other perspectives are not shared on other radio. Otherwise, what is the point of even being on a radio with a microphone in front of your face if you're not going to be honest and tell people the truth, especially information that they did not learn or information that was kept from them in their developmental environment, right? So I wish that our history was told in chronological order, but there was a movement, and I think it still exists, where Republicans and conservatives were running for school board seats because they wanted to have an impact on the curriculum of schools to make sure there was no woke DEI curriculum. Basically, they didn't want history being told in chronological order. They wanted to have a say-so on what books were available in the library, which to me was stupid, because if you ban a book from the library, all you're going to do is spark more curiosity about that literature, because everything is available online. I don't even remember the last time I went to the damn library. The last time I went to the library wasn't even for library stuff. It was probably because they were having a meeting in one of the rooms that was in a library. Here's the best example I can give. These are not directly correlated, so I got to make this disclaimer, because some of y'all, I got to say stuff like 30 times for people to actually understand it. I'm going to take these things separately, but I'm going to show you the similarity in their output. Holocaust deniers know that the Holocaust happened. They deny it because they hate Jews. Okay? Everyone knows what black people went through, what our history is. Our struggle, our fights, our triumphs, our incredible victories, literally against all odds. They don't teach our history because they don't like us. Does that make sense to you? Do I need to make that more plain? They know about our history because our history as black people is their history of how they colonized us. So they know it. They don't want to teach it because it's empowering for us. And we would gain allies if our history was taught. Our allies that we would gain would be more than just other black people. There'd be very broad coalitions that would say, wow, black people really went through it. Let's help them. But if you omit our history, or if you select it, or if you cherry pick it, then we're not allowed to build those coalitions based on our traumatic history. Jewish history, Holocaustic history is taught. And look at the coalitions that they have. Let me tell you something. Let me say what Israel has that Africa doesn't. I'm going to start a petition. If I start a petition, would y'all sign it? I suppose you're going to want to know what's in my petition. Israel has built so many international coalitions that they have nuclear weapons. Now, it's a little bit more complicated than that. But they're a nuclear state. Israel is like the size of Chicago. There's not a single nuclear weapon. Now, let me be clear. Nuclear weapons are for defense. You don't use them for offense. You use them as a deterrent. You use them, or you have them, you possess them, or you have the scientific capability to create them so that other countries leave you alone. Because if they mess with you, they are threatening humanity. That's why you have nuclear weapons. I don't think the world needs those. I think there's too many irresponsible people that are in power that can make that decision, because here's something else that needs to be considered. The people that have the power to end humanity, they'd survive. We wouldn't. But you have nuclear weapons as a deterrent so that nobody can mess with you, nobody can bully you. There's not a single nuclear weapon on the entire continent of Africa. Africa is defenseless. It is the richest, wealthiest, most minerals, most zinc, gold, silver, copper, uranium. What's the other one? The blue cobalt, the cobalt blue, the stuff you need to make the lithium batteries, which electric cars run on and computers run on, and Silicon Valley needs all that stuff, all the minerals that you need to make the artificial intelligence chips. All that stuff is in Africa, but Africa is unable to defend itself, meaning it is still ripe for colonization. How come Africa, not a single African nation has a nuclear weapon? Why shouldn't they have one? I think you know why, because they'd probably be aimed at Europe. There's not a single nuclear weapon. That means that all of us that can trace our ancestry back to Africa, we're defenseless too. Because I guess if it really came down to, and also if you have nuclear weapons, you can demand economics. You know, the Africans could be like, you are going to build some plants here. If you are not going to build some factories here, we will blow up everything on the planet. They can't say that because nobody is afraid of what an African nation can amass militarily because they're not nuclear armed. And if it got really that bad, so if white people really didn't like America because, you know, too many black and brown people, too much DEI, they could go back to Europe and be protected by those governments. Be protected by the militaries of France and England and these other Western European countries that are nuclear power. Like, they're protected, right? If we got sick of America's BS and went to Africa, we would be even more naked. We would be even less militarily protected. Plus, there's always the threat of civil war in Africa. So something to think about. So all the white folks that don't like America, then go to Europe. And if you go to Europe, you might be even more protected militarily than you are here in the United States, because you would probably go to a Western European country that has nuclear weapons. But that bothers me, that the entire continent that needs protecting, what has been stolen from more than the continent of Africa? You know what they stole from Africa? Not just people, not just resources, not just minerals, knowledge. Europeans were eating each other. They couldn't count. They looked up, the Europeans looked up at the sky and was like, I don't even know what that is. The Africans were like, here are the constellations. Here's the orbits of the planets. Here's the comets. And the Europeans were like, all right, I guess we'll stop eating each other for a moment. Kidding, we're still going to eat each other. In the 2026 U.S. Senate elections, 20 Class 2 seats are held by Republicans. Of these, 15 incumbents are seeking re-election, while 4 are retiring. Alabama's Tommy Tuberville, Iowa's Joni Ernst, Kentucky's Mitch McConnell, and North Carolina's Tom Tillis. There are no relevant special elections involving Republican incumbents seeking re-election in these states for 2026. The full list of Republican incumbents up for re-election with their terms expiring January 3rd, 2027 is. So these are the Republicans that if they vote or do not vote to extend the Affordable Care Act tax subsidies, which is going to make health insurance go up for those of you that have employer-sponsored health insurance, those of you who are on Medicare and Medicaid, because there's expanded coverage there too, and the 24 million people who are using ACA subsidies. These are the Republican senators that either are facing re-election or with their retirements, a Democrat might get elected in their stead. Alabama, Tommy Tuberville. Alaska, Dan Sullivan, he's running for re-election. Tom Cotton in Arkansas is running for re-election. Idaho Republican Senator Jim Rich is running for re-election. Joni Ernst is retiring. In Kansas, Roger Marshall is running for re-election. Mitch McConnell is retiring. Louisiana, Bill Cassidy is running for re-election. Maine, Susan Collins. Susan Collins is going to get replaced, or she's going to get beat by a Democrat, so that one you can already count for the Dems. Mississippi, Cindy Hyde-Smith is running for re-election. Montana, Republican Steve Daines is running for re-election. North Carolina, Tom Tillis is retiring. Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen. Boy, that's a country-ass name if I've ever seen one. He's running for re-election. South Carolina, Lindsey Graham. Is he out of the closet yet? Lindsey Graham, he's the senior senator from South Carolina. Oh, there's a couple of gay senators. Like, I just want people. Okay, so I did something a long time ago, which I shouldn't have done. Let me explain.
What?
Hold on, wait, I got to frame it so it don't come out wrong.
Yeah, because you already.
I said to gay men in particular, we already know that you're gay, just come out of the closet. And the backlash that I got from that, mostly from women, like, oh my God, Sherwin, you're going to get these men killed and they're in the closet because I'm like, we already know they're gay. Ain't nobody killing them. Nobody does that anymore. Do we still kill gay people? What a waste of time. Why would you want to kill somebody gay?
You used to beat gay people in school.
Used to.
Still is bad.
I regret some of the things that we did back in the 80s because, now we're older and we used to play a game called Smear the Queer. And you
Sherwin, what is wrong with you?
No, we did. I was a child. What are you getting mad at me? I'm 50 years old now. We don't play the game anymore. Jeez. But here's the thing about Smear the Queer. You didn't know who the queer was going to be. Like something like, oh, at recess, you guys didn't play that game? Where you just chase a person?
No, that's horrible. I done did some mean things in my life, but Smear the Queer is crazy.
There was other games.
I don't even want to know what y'all did in the 80s anymore.
It was a different time. It wasn't. But I'm going to say we don't do that anymore. So there's several, well, at least two U.S. senators that one is a Democrat, one is a Republican that are gay. And if they should come out of the closet, because it's not something you need to hide. Because if we already know, who are you hiding from? Right? It's okay if you're playing hide and go seek. Let me change it up a little bit. And you picked behind the couch to hide, right? And then all of the people that are looking for you just found you behind the couch. If you cover your eyes, you're still found. You know what I mean? Like you're still. Y'all making me feel like I did something bad, and I
definitely did.
What do you mean? It was a game that we played. Let me check.
It's a horrible game. Like I said, I did mean things, but I still had some type of sensitivity, some type of moral.
You guys are also a lot younger than me. It was so in the 1980s. The gays had it was a rough decade for them, but it's gotten a lot better. Now they can marry. Now it doesn't. Oh, no, I'm getting damn text messages.
You was desensitized very badly.
We were socialized. Well, black people still harbor a lot of homophobia to this day. Still, a lot of it. But that's where it came from. I'm not homophobic anymore. I think the gays are great.
Anymore? You making this as
I'm not lying and saying that I'm not going to lie about that because I want to show that progress can be made. The more information you know, the less ignorant you are. I absolutely am not going to sit here and say, oh, when I was born, I was for everybody's right. No, the hell I was not. I was taught and told there's certain people that you hate. And here's what's crazy. I'm going to admit this too, because I am happy that I have arrived at the place of understanding that I'm at right now that I wasn't at when I was a kid. I grew up in a really super anti-Semitic environment. Big time. Big time. Not necessarily my parents or my family, but the white kids I grew up with said some really, really horrible stuff. And for me, it was so freaking. This also explains why somebody is a racist, because they grow up in an environment where black people are just the butt of every joke. They're every single criminal. They're every name you could call them. And if you grow up in that environment, and then even when you leave the house and you go to friends' houses and neighbors' houses, when you go to church, when you go to school, all of it is reinforced. That is where racism is able to live and breathe. But it's not just racism. It's all of the isms. It's the homophobias, and it's, gender bias, ableism, ageism. It just gets reinforced wherever you go. But it was an unusual situation where some of the black children that I grew up with and went to school with were able to bond with white children. Because remember, race relations were not exactly perfect either when I was growing up. But they would bond together on anti-Semitism. So hatred and racism is a way in which those coalitions can build amongst disparate groups. Another example. There's a rise, this makes no damn sense to me, of anti-Semitism in the Republican Party led by a guy named Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is a Mexican, but he is bonding with the alt-right, the far-right, the racist right, the anti-Semitic wing of the Republican Party, and dude is a Mexican. But when you think about it, if you are an oppressed group, and if you're a minority and you want to be oppressed less, then you join in with the majority and find another scapegoat to oppress. Thus is America. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Milwaukee Panthers are back home on Monday night as they host the Little Rock Trojans.
Like a gazelle, Faison Fields. Elam for three, book it. 36-25, timeout Pirates. Now they are rolling.
Scott Warris has the coverage Monday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
It's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
Wisconsin winters can be tough, and so are higher energy bills. The Community Advocates Milwaukee County Energy Assistance Program is ready to help you. Eligible Milwaukee County residents can receive help with their energy bills and weatherization benefits to keep you warm and help you manage your heating and electric bills. Schedule your personal appointment at keepwarmmke.org or call 414-270-4653. For more details about locations and hours of operation, go to communityadvocates.net. This program is administered by the State of Wisconsin Department of Administration.
Looking for a fun and meaningful way to kick off the holiday season? Join us for the 20th anniversary of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive, Saturday, December 13th at the Kasmeric Center in Grafton. This free, family-friendly event is a celebration of giving. Bring a new, unwrapped toy and help brighten the holidays for children and families in need across Wisconsin. To learn more or get involved, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com and join us on December 13th in Grafton.
Students learn best when they can put their knowledge into action. JA's Stock Market Challenge teaches high school students how to analyze stocks and how current events impact value. Thanks to RSM, our partner that makes this program possible. It's just one of many ways JA brings learning to life. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Tired of having the wool pulled over your eyes? U.S. Cellular is offering 4 lines for $90 a month with your choice of 4 of the latest phones for free. No trade-in or hidden requirements. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
In the ongoing budget dispute in the United States, President Donald Trump's administration has instructed states to reverse any full food assistance benefits paid out for November and instead only pay partial benefits. Wisconsin is one of the states where the full payouts were received. Now Donald Trump is saying that states are not going to get reimbursed to the full level in which they paid people out. The move, announced late on Saturday, was met with a torrent of disapproval from Democrats and advocates for the hungry. We will continue to fight against the Trump administration's efforts to take food away from Wisconsin's kids and families and seniors, said the state's Democratic Governor Tony Evers. He said that on Twitter. Side note, I don't like how elected officials are now going to Twitter first. I don't like it because I don't want to have to be on my social media to find out what is happening in the world. Look, no, I get it. That's the way of the world. But because I don't see all the stuff because my algorithm is real messed up. But that's where a lot of people are going first. I wish they would post more on Facebook, but whatever. 42 million people receive SNAP assistance under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, chiefly families with children, single parents, and older people, according to government figures. Isn't it rich that Trump supporters, they defend him in everything he does. Let's say there's a family separation policy in place, which there is, and they justify it by saying, well, if, an American citizen, mother or father, has got like guns or drugs in the car, then that mother or father that has drugs and guns in the car, well, they're going to be separated from their children because they're going to go to jail, right? So they're justifying the family separations that they're doing with their immigration policy by saying, well, we're already doing it when a parent commits a crime, the parent gets separated from their child, right? That's how they justify it. And then a Trump supporter would say, well, those people shouldn't be in the country illegally. Like they'll justify that. Or with the rolling back of voting rights protections, because we know that there are some states that would not have as much Republican elected representation if they didn't, as an example, close polling locations in African-American areas where black people have to drive further and have to wait in line longer. So that's one of the things that they'll do to make it more difficult for us to vote. Not impossible, but just more difficult. And a Trump supporter will say, well, you blacks cheat. You guys vote multiple times, right? So they'll justify even the egregious because Donald Trump is doing it. If Donald Trump wants to end the U.S. Department of Education, Trump supporters will defend it by saying, well, the curriculum in America is really woke. And by woke, they mean honest and telling history as it should be told. The reason why we are where we are in this nation right now, all things considered, is because people have been kept from history. They have not been taught the lessons of the past. They have not had a thorough understanding of how governments, not just this one, but other governments, can be sinister, can be evil, and can pit people against one another, can pit the democracy against itself so that powerful people will rule and reign. That's how it's happened all over the world. But because we are not instructed that can happen here, we let it happen here. And Donald Trump supporters will find a way to defend it. Well, they're teaching all this woke stuff, so we don't need the Department of Education. And they'll say things like, well, just return education back to the states. You can't do that. States need guardrails and boundaries, because if you let states do whatever they want to do, and I think in the 8th constitutional amendment says everything that's not enumerated in the Constitution, the states get to do, but states need to be put in check, because the whole issue of slavery and the Civil War was states' rights. You can't just let states do whatever they want to do, because they will oppress their people. But here's where their defenses of him are quiet. When he paused the SNAP benefits, I didn't hear not one of them, not one of them saying it's okay that we go hungry, because Donald Trump doesn't want people to lose their tax money. Rich people need to get more subsidies, so it's okay that I can't feed my family. That's where they stop short of defending him. Don't you find that ironic? That they will defend him and everything he does as long as it hurts somebody else. But when it hurts them. But also, when they get hurt by it, that's the sacrifice that I think that they're willing to make. So there's some folks that'll go hungry forever, as long as a person or a group that they don't like, an immigrant or migrant, doesn't get the benefit. I'm going to take a break, come back, continue our conversation. Donald Trump wants to claw back the SNAP benefits that y'all literally just got. You better spend that money, because whatever's left on that card, Rick, they're going to snatch it. What?
Makes you think I get SNAP?
I don't know. I wouldn't judge you if you did.
I don't get food stamps. I make so much money.
Rick, I'm not saying it. But if you did, could you buy lunch? Could we go to the store after the show?
Sorry, ain't that fraud? That what you were telling me months ago? Ain't that
Hold
fraud?
on, man. I don't like the F word. You can't use the F word on the radio. We don't like that word now. Let's talk about it during the break. I need to get a couple of items.
I need a couple of dollars.
I will talk about it off the air. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
Hey, Truth Nation, it's Rhea Riley, and I'm here with Ashley Lucas from Associated Bank, and this is Making Your Money Work. In the simplest way, can you describe what is capital?
So we consider capital access to cash. So think of it as like liquidity. So how much do you have available if you needed to purchase a piece of equipment or hire new employees? Do you have funds available to you if you do have plans for expansion or unexpected purchases?
Why is having access to capital important for a business owner?
Well, unexpected things happen all the time, right? We just had floods in Wisconsin. Think about unexpected things that happen with that. If you want to grow and you have to hire new colleagues or employees before the busy season, think of a retail store for inventory. Before the holidays, they need to bulk up on inventory before they sell it. So it's important that they have access to capital to be able to expand their business.
What different types of capital are there?
There's typically two different types of capital that isn't a deposit account. Two specific products are a business business credit card and a business line of credit. So a business line of credit is typically secured and the interest rate is going to be prime plus a fixed margin. The really cool thing about a business line of credit is you can usually withdraw cash from it and the interest rate is going to be exactly the same. So think about a line of credit for larger purchases or larger cash flow gaps. A business credit card is usually used more in the short term for something specific. Maybe you're purchasing ingredients for your restaurant. Maybe it's for mileage if you're a truck driver. And typically people have a business credit card to also use the rewards.
How can I get in touch with someone at Associated Bank?
You're more than welcome to come into any one of our branches, and our subject matter experts, our branch managers, would be able to assist with either of those products. Or you can call our virtual relationship management hotline, available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 1-800-270-7725.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been Making Your Money Work, brought to you by Associated Bank.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So it got a little complicated over the weekend because a lot of people thought that Justice Ketanji Brown sided with the Trump administration when she issued a stay on a ruling that required the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP benefits. Really, really complicated. On initial inspection, when I got the email alert that Donald Trump was seeking what we call emergency relief from a court order, one of the courts, all of which were filed in New England, which is really unusual, one of them said that the Trump administration had to use some kind of contingency funds to pay out 65% of benefits. Then another court ruling said, no, he's got to pay out the entire amount. It doesn't matter where the dollars come from. You cannot withhold funds that were appropriated by Congress. So you got two separate rulings, okay? Both of which went against what Trump was trying to do, which is basically starve people, because he believed that the majority of the people that receive SNAP are Democrats, and that Democratic voters and people in this country would be so angry at Democratic representatives that the Democrats would cave and open up the government. Here's a weird thing. That kind of happened, but not the way Donald Trump wanted it. So when Ketanji Brown provided the emergency relief, so the U.S. Supreme Court has districts. Each judge has districts in which it is responsible for, right? So Ketanji Brown has got districts that are in New England. Like, do you guys even know this stuff already? If I'm telling you stuff you already know, please, by all means, stop me. Actually, no, don't stop me, because somebody probably doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about. So each U.S. Supreme Court justice has federal districts that they have purview over. So if a ruling comes out of a federal district and the executive branch wants a stay or wants relief from the U.S. Supreme Court, one of those justices will get that ruling, okay? Ketanji Brown happened to get the ruling. So she issued a stay on the order that required the administration to pay either 65% of benefits or 100% of benefits. And I know that some of y'all are probably rolling your eyes and you're just glossing over. The complicated nature of this explains why people weren't being fed. And the reason why they're able to get away with this is because most American people don't know how the process works. So I got to try and explain it to you so you guys are better prepared. So when it happens again, and it will, you know all of the procedures that are underway. Trump didn't like the ruling because he didn't want people to eat, because he was using American hunger as leverage. Okay? He went to the Supreme Court. He didn't know what justice was going to receive the case. It happened to be Justice Ketanji Brown. She issued a stay, meaning everything stops, meaning the Trump administration does get to withhold full or partial payments until the lower court finishes their ruling. Temporarily, things were paused. Now, the government shutdown, obviously, if that ends, then everybody gets their full benefits. But in the event that the shutdown goes on, Ketanji Brown returned Donald Trump's request to a lower court, to the district court, where it's controlled by the Democrats. where ultimately Trump would be forced to pay out people's full benefits. So the stay that she issued was not support for Trump's starving of people, 42 million people. It's so that the Democrats in a lower court could rule against Donald Trump without the full Supreme Court having to get involved. That is what her stay was. All right, a lower court, the district court, ordered the federal government to fully fund November SNAP benefits by the end of the day on Friday using roughly $4 billion from a statutory fund, Section 32, to ensure the program's issuance despite a government shutdown. The administration asked the circuit court, the first U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, for a, quote, administrative stay or a pause on that order, and the circuit refused. Then Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, who is the justice assigned to emergency matters from the First Circuit, issued a temporary stay of the lower court order. Importantly, her order did not refer the matter to the full Supreme Court. The stay is effective until the First Circuit issues a ruling. It flips the ball back to the appeals court. The stay is narrow and time limited rather than a broad, indefinite halt. So if Ketanji Brown Jackson wanted to support Donald Trump in his desire to starve people, she would have referred it to the full court, where it very well may have been decided in Donald Trump's favor. But she returned it to a lower court that is controlled by more liberal justices. She played chess in a way that 90% of the people have no idea what she was even doing. Joe Biden is a genius for appointing her. These are the kind of justices that we need, because the Trump administration wasn't expecting that. He thought that it would go to the full Supreme Court, where he absolutely has an ideological majority. But Ketanji was like, no, because I'm a black lady. I don't know why she's got a white husband. Are we okay with that? Is it okay that... Do you think that Barack Obama could have been elected president twice if he had a white wife with blonde hair? I mean, I'd have voted for him because I don't particularly care. I just wonder if... I feel another poll coming on, Rick. Does a black man's credibility, if he's in a leadership position or a candidate for office or an elected official, do black men lose credibility when they're married to a woman that isn't black? Do black women lose credibility when they're married to a man that isn't black? So it should be equal. If we think that black men, because it was crazy how like Ketanji Brown Jackson, when she got appointed to the court, and like they showed the photographs of her kissing her white husband, and all these black women were like, yeah, that's real love. He loves her. We support her. We love that. Yay. They were supporting it. But if Clarence Thomas was kissing his wife, then people would get mad at Clarence Thomas because he's got a white wife. So do black men lose credibility? Powerful black men, not the black men that nobody wants. Nobody cares when those black dudes date white girls. In fact, they're kind of like doing the world a favor, kind of, right? So when powerful, important, leadership caliber black men it's got to be a white spouse. Because even if it's a Latin, if a black man has got a brown wife, he doesn't lose that much credibility. He loses a little bit. He doesn't lose a lot. But if Barack Obama, as an example, was married to a white woman named Brittany Lee Winthorpe, do you think that he would have been elected in America? Do black men lose credibility when they marry white women? And or do black women lose that same kind of credibility? Why or why not? I'm really fascinated by that. Because there's only a handful of people that even raised an issue with, I'm going to use Kamala Harris as an example. And there's so many other examples. Like Tina Turner she had a white husband too, right? And we love Tina Turner. There's a bunch of others. The model, Iman, was married to David Bowie. People loved her. Nobody cared. Why don't black women lose credibility when they date or marry, have kids with white men? Or is it seen as empowering? Like this black woman got a white guy, and now she gets to benefit from his white privilege, which, I don't care. I got so much other stuff I got to worry about. I don't care who's humping who, because y'all do a lot of humping. You make very questionable humping decisions. I can't be concerned about who humps who. Like with you, Rick, I can't be concerned where your humps are going. I know you be hunching a lot.
What?
Huh? I'm just saying I don't care. People make a big deal out of people humping each other. I don't care who humps who. But some people make it a big deal. So if a black woman is married to a white fella, she doesn't lose any credibility. She might even gain some status and some stature, which is perfectly fine. But if a black man marries and dates a white woman and he gains status and stature, I don't think his community sees it that way. Like, we support black women when they leave black men and go get them a Caucasian fella. What the tennis lady? Venus, Serena, one of them. Which one's that?
Wow, Serena Williams?
I get them mixed up. One of them has a Caucasian husband.
Serena Williams.
Okay. And people love that for her.
I think Venus Williams is still a virgin.
What? No, she ain't.
That's what she says.
Yeah, okay, I can say
She's
that.
She's the weird sister.
Okay, well,
she really don't do a lot of public outings.
All right, well, I was born on the island of Samoa in 1919.
I mean, some people really do be virgins this late in life.
Oh, okay, and I was born in a place called Finland.
So you don't think you think she gave that thing up?
So I'm actually from Uranus. No, I am. You don't know that. Because I'm telling you I'm from Uranus, that's where I'll be living.
I'm not even going to go there with that joke.
You don't have to. Don't talk about my birthplace. I'm just saying, if she says she's a virgin, I'm not saying she isn't. I'm also saying that I'm a Uranian.
Are you a virgin? Be careful with that answer.
One part of my body is, yes. Unless you count a colonoscopy. But yeah, a part of me is.
Wait a minute.
Huh? The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's a big week for Educators Credit Union during College Scholarship Month on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. They will highlight the $70,000 in scholarships Educators Credit Union gives to 35 outstanding high school seniors in southeastern Wisconsin. We will also discuss their useful college planning resource tool, which can be found on the Educators Credit Union website. Educators Credit Union, achieving more together. For more information, visit ecu.com.
Contract-ready businesses, opportunity seekers, partnership builders, deal closers. Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, is focused on you. This event puts small businesses like yours in the room with buyers, partners, and mentors who can help open doors to bigger opportunities. Join us online December 9th, in person December 10th and 11th at the Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee. Whether you're in construction, looking for contracts, or a service provider ready to grow, Marketplace Wisconsin is for you. Meet one-on-one with government reps, corporate buyers, and resource providers. Small businesses like yours keep Wisconsin moving forward. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation is here to propel your growth. So join them for Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, December 10th and 11th. Register at marketplacewisconsin.com. That's marketplacewisconsin.com. Presented by WEDC. Let's look forward together.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Saxophone man, corner 7th Dream.
Do black men lose credibility when they don't have a black wife? Why or why not? Yes or no? I'm just curious. This is a curiosity that I have. And if they do, I'm not saying they should or they shouldn't, because I don't care, because it's all very subjective anyway. If someone may not like who another person is dating, because that's just like, I don't know, it's easy to always point the finger at somebody else who's doing something that you don't like. And if they do, fine. If a black man is less so, if he shouldn't be in a leadership position, if he should not be exalted because of who he chooses to partner with, and maybe that says a lot about him, that's fine. But does that same energy apply to black women? Like, why are they given more grace and more latitude when it comes to mate selection? So personally, I'm being honest with you guys, I don't care. None of those things bother me, because I've seen love between very unlikely people. You know what the most unlikely love combinations are? It's not even interracial love. It's a really, really tall woman with a short king. I don't even understand. Sometimes the height difference is startling, because I'm just used to women wanting and expecting to be with a taller man. Because here's one thing that I've learned about the women folk. Women folk, they're nice. They're very great. Sometimes they're great. But women want to feel small. They do. They want to feel little, and they want to feel dainty. That's why you'll see really big, tall men with these little tiny, petite women. I don't know who Shaq's first wife was, but that just looked like abuse. Shawnee
O'Neal.
She was itty bitty. And then I saw a picture, unrelated, of the lady, Simone Biles, standing next to Shaq. She's like 4'7".
I would always wonder, like, never mind.
Oh, exactly. The physics of it don't make no sense. So they were at like some event together, Shaq and Simone Biles, and they were standing next to each other for a picture. You know where her head was? Like hip level. You know what I mean? Now they're not together.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, when she stood next to him, her head, because she's shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq is a good 7-piece. He's probably close to 7 feet tall, if not 7'1", okay? Simone Biles is 4'7". So that's a height difference, okay? A couple of feet. 2.5 feet, actually. So when Simone Biles was standing next to Shaq.
She's facing him?
No, they were standing side by side. But if she just would have turned to her right.
If she turned around, she would be facing him.
Correct. And so sometimes there's really exaggerated height differences. Like a lot of NBA players, because they're 6 feet, whatever, they sometimes date little itty bitty women because women, they want to feel small. And those are exaggerated circumstances, obviously. But that's one thing I know about women. Women don't want to be the big one. But that is a more unlikely coupling to me. When a man is petite, like a man, if he shops in Junior Misses, and then his woman wears the XXL sweatsuit, like that is very confusing to me. But I want people to find love wherever they can get it, and it's not easy. It's rough out here because people have unrealistic expectations and they want somebody to complete them. So the interracial coupling for me, because I've seen it my entire life, I don't care about it. I date whoever the hell I want to. My problem is I need to find a real smart woman. Not that a bunch of you ain't smart. You just ain't smart enough for me. You know what I mean? So you got to find whatever it is you're looking for in whatever form it comes in. But of all of the coupling and the pairings that are the most starkly unusual, because tall men and short women, well, that's commonplace. And it's also why we have, there's a name for it, sexual dimorphism. Is that what it is? It's one of y'all look it up. Where women are smaller than men, just in general in the population, because men selectively reproduced with women that were smaller. Therefore, on average, women are smaller than men. Women, on the other hand, men look the way we look because women reproduce with men that have our genetics. So our height, our physical features, our strength. But then people are over here saying, no, men and women are the same. No, we're not. Women didn't choose to reproduce with men that were the same as them. They wanted big fellas. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I need to take a break because the hour is over. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 3.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's College Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and we want to help your young scholar get those free scholarship dollars. All month long, we'll be highlighting local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. So be sure to tune in to 1017 The Truth's College Month so you can learn how your scholar can get those scholarship dollars. College Month on The Truth is sponsored by Marquette University and Educators Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your home has been working hard for you. Now it's time to let it work a little harder. With a home equity line of credit from Brewery Credit Union, you can turn the equity you've built into smart solutions. Pay off high-interest debt, remodel your kitchen, or take care of life's unexpected expenses with flexible access to funds when you need them. Apply today and put your home's value to work for you. Visit brewerycu.com or stop by Brewery Credit Union. Equal housing lender. Federally insured by NCUA.
To help those who want to be helped but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Where strong voices meet strong opinions.
Tell your kids who were supposed to be the 7th generation that Paw Paw's an idiot because Paw Paw decided he wanted to be Make America Great, but meanwhile the Chinese ain't buying soybeans from us no more because of policies Donald Trump put in, and they voted for us. You know, I don't know what we're gonna do. I know what you should have did. You should have voted for somebody that wasn't gonna put tariffs out there. I love God, but God can't save you from nonsense. You don't deserve a bailout. You can't sit here and vote one way, and then when your economy gets decimated, your way of life gets destroyed, you want to pray to God? God didn't tell you to go to that poll and vote against your own best interest. That was your own damn problem. That was you. But don't ask for prayer when you block your own blessing. That's why I don't feel bad for these farmers. You voted for this, and now you reap what you sow.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace, every weekday from 12 to 1. Streaming live on YouTube and on 1017 The Truth. You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. Locally owned Good Karma brand station. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app,
and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 3 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Music by Honey and the Velvet Revival. You know what I'm going to start doing, Rick? I'm going to start publishing my playlists because the people love my musics. I play the best music. I'm the best DJ in all of talk radio. I play the best music. No. Stop pushing the button. Stop. And it didn't work.
Corrected yourself. You said
Stop.
in radio. All right. Okay.
I'm the best
I'm about
there
to
is.
get that buzzer.
Don't have me going to AI and just creating a whole soundtrack. Don't do that, because I'll do that too now. There's a comment that I wanted to read, but did I lose it? Marvin said, here it is. So I asked the question if, and there's no judgment from me. I'm going to let you guys be the judges. Does a black woman who is otherwise really successful, very accomplished, and someone that we look to, someone who is inspirational, and you can fill in the blank with whoever that black woman is, and there's so many to choose from. There's so many inspirational black women, not just now, but throughout history. And we admire her for who she is and what she went through, because, black women, they go through it. They have the whole aspect of being black, and there's a whole sordid history of oppression that goes along with that, even if you don't want to believe it, it exists. And then also being a woman, too, which is something I don't know anything about. I wouldn't even dress as a woman for Halloween for a couple of reasons. I'd be cute, and I wouldn't want any of the oppression that women get. And plus, dudes would probably try to hit on me. No, they would. Dudes are terrible. They'll hit on anything, even if they know it's me and I'm dressed as a woman. Like, hey, Sherwin, I know that's you underneath there, but you want to go out sometime? No. And I'd flip my hair. I'm like, no, I don't want to go out sometime. How much money do you have? I don't know. Where are you going to take me? So if
bust it open, get you some.
So if a black woman who is successful and accomplished, she's got a lot of education and she's done really great things, whatever, and then we come to find out that her spouse is a white man, he is either accomplished or not. Does that at all take away from who she is as a person? Does that lessen her appeal to us? If this black woman who we love very much, who we admire, could be anybody. What if there was a Michelle Obama without Barack Obama, and Michelle Obama was allowed to be, and I'm not saying she wasn't allowed to be, but I think she did take a back seat for a while to support Barack Obama and his political aspirations, but I think she could have been successful in her own right. Had Michelle Obama not met Barack and she met another fella, a white guy, and she ran for office in her own right and became, I don't know, U.S. Senator maybe, or member of Congress or some Fortune 500 CEO, would we think less of her because of her mate selection? Even though we love her for her accomplishments and her tenacity and her confidence, and she is such an inspiration to so many people, black, white, Asian, Latino, Hispanic, whatever, would she be less if she chose to be with a Caucasian man? But then on the flip side, an African-American man who is very successful, very accomplished, he's someone to look up to. He is someone that, we put on a pedestal. We give and offer this black man, whoever he is, as an example of what our sons should aspire to be. And maybe he's academically accomplished. Maybe he's accomplished in business. Maybe he's an elected official, whatever black man. Maybe he's somebody in Hollywood, makes a lot of really good movies. Would Denzel Washington be less of a Denzel Washington if he had a white wife? And if so, why is that? And can we explain it better than just having to be a double standard? Or maybe that's just what it is. Because black women face oppression from different fronts, from their race and because of their gender. We give them more latitude to make decisions that black men can't make. Are black men, for better or for worse, to remain credible and to to be leaders in our community, are they yoked and straddled and strapped to black women and black women only? And that's a legitimate question, because I think that we have good leaders that are everywhere, but I think they're afraid to step out and to represent us, because that's the thing about leadership. And I hear all these people saying, oh, we got to get rid of, like, everybody hates Cavalier Johnson for some reason. Oh, we got to get rid of Cavalier. I was reading something on the internet which should tell me everything I need to know. There's a cohort of people that don't like the mayor, which any elected official is going to deal with that. And then they're saying, oh, he's up for re-election in, 28. Oh, we got to find somebody to replace him. And the person who was leading this charge in this particular Facebook post was asked, well, who do you have to run against him? Or who are you offering if you don't like Cavalier Johnson? And there was a lot of people in that chorus that also don't like him for whatever the reasons are. They don't have someone to run as a replacement. They just know they don't like him, but they don't have someone that they like better that they would offer and support. And I think that, and I'm not coming down on the mayor, because I think the mayor is doing the best he can with what he has, including his experience. He can't do more than his very own experience. And if his experience is not what we like, admire, or appreciate, well, then some of that is our fault. Because everybody wants a young, fresh politician. No, you don't. We like old politicians because they have a lot of experience. They've seen a bunch of things. They've seen up economies, down economies. They've seen good legislative cooperation. They've seen bad legislative cooperation. They've seen so many things. And with all of those chronological years of experience, it makes them a sharper leader. That's my opinion. Can't nobody 22 years old lead me. And what do we want? We don't even value young people. I think we're just unhappy all the time, but I'm digressing here. So I think there's a lot of black men that could be fantastic stewards of either our community, our state, our region, our nation, and even the world, that will never offer themselves for a leadership position, even though we all could benefit from it, because of the scrutiny that they would get about their personal choices with mate selection. So we, in being so judgmental, I think are missing out. You know who's not missing out, Rick? I'm going to tell you who's not missing out. Al, you're not missing out on anything, are you? Al, what was you doing this weekend? I seen you posted a video. You was at a club. Where was that club at? In Thoughtsville? You're the mayor of Thougville.
I was out doing me as I should, just as well as everybody should be doing now. Listen, let's keep it 100. We don't care who you date.
Uh-oh.
All right? Some of these people who always got something about who somebody dates is because, number one, you can't get in a tax bracket, and number two, you wouldn't know how to deal with them anyway if you had them. Just like you have some black people who say, well, they got white handlers. Well, what does that got to do with you? Because if you had a chance to get with it, you wouldn't know what to do with it anyway. The problem is when if you are going to date outside your race, don't lose your identity. That's the problem. And don't tear down your race to make another race, relevant. Whoever you love and whoever you ask is your goddamn business. But unfortunately, you have some people say, well, she got white handlers. Well, that's fine. But you ain't handling nothing because you don't got nothing to handle in your bed because it's empty. But you handling that vibrator and that rose. Now handle that. Or you have some men who be like, oh, yeah, well, she's messing with a white man. Okay, so what? You ain't messing with nobody. Go buy you some cat. Get off their breasts and find one of your own to play with. So the more the story is, date who you want, love who you want, and just don't lose your identity. Cavalier Johnson, he's cool, but he just needs to get a little more up front, because he's more for one than the other. You have to be 50-50. But I wanted to share this with you. Men have always been a commodity. They got their strength for labor. White, racist men have always been fascinated with their penis and their ass. And if you look at history, when they used to get mad with the black man, they would either try to F him in his ass or they'll go after his penis. And the wife and the mother of some of these races she always got her ass beat because she was either, number one, fantasizing about that black man with that guerrilla warfare, or some of these racist white men got upset because, let's be honest, a lot of them don't got nothing down there. So they're on the same level as some Indians. And, you know, some Indians, they're very, very small down there. So that's why there's so much anger and hatred against the black man, because he's a commodity. And anywhere the black man go, he can take over. It's just some of the black men who choose to vote for whiteness, they have the power, but they don't want to hold the torch because it's too much responsibility for them to bear, you know. So I needed to share information, and don't nobody got to come out and say that they're gay. You don't got to come out, because we the people know some of you men got women at home, some of you men who got women is taking it up the ass, and some of y'all love to hear them kids at the back of your throat, Daddy! Daddy's home. And your dentists know that too. But I want y'all to have yourself a happy Monday, live your life, and don't give two F's about what anybody thinks.
Al, before you go.
Point blank, period.
Before you go.
What's up?
You ever had any pinky toe?
Pinky toe? You talking about cat? You talking about some good cat? Oh, yeah, I've had plenty of cats.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
What kind of pinky toe you talking about? Is you because the pinky toe I'm thinking about you?
Pinky
you ain't
toe
talking about
is
no
a very
disease,
specific. No, Al.
White.
Oh, okay.
Women, Caucasian women, Al.
Oh, yeah. I've had plenty of them. And they love some black men. Ooh. You just make sure you bend them over from the back and pour that red wine down that crack and suck it from the back and make sure you beat it up and open it up real good. Long continuous strokes, and don't hump like a jackrabbit, because you cannot rush. You can't rush or orgasm. All that super.
No, don't ask him.
got a question,
No,
Al.
don't ask him any more questions. I feel like I need
got a
to use
question
disinfecting
because-
wipes on my
What's
microphone.
up?
Are you, and I ask this in the most respectable way. Are you like a prostitute?
Don't ask him that.
Or like, do you pimp yourself
Why
out?
would you, Rick?
I gotta know, because I've been with a lot of men and women. I gotta know.
Ask him that.
We wants to know.
No,
Al.
we don't.
Yes, we do.
You want to know.
No, me and listeners want to know. What's the answer, Al?
I'm a very liberated man who enjoys his life, and I'm living my life, and I like both. Okay, and I'm gonna share this with you, Ricky. If you really want to get down, and you really want that woman, you really want to blow her mind, make sure when you ejaculate in her vagina, suck it out, and she'll cheat on her husband for the whole marriage.
All right.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. That's you. That was you right there, Rick. You.
I had to know, because Al.
Now you know. Now I got to disinfect.
I'm enjoying.
Okay.
Hated it.
So I'm going to do a little cleaning here. So.
For the Lord.
Yeah, wipe down that filthy desk.
Rick, why would you ask him that?
Wipe it all off.
I feel like I need to wipe my cell phone down, too. So I got disinfectant.
I need to wipe that, too.
Wipes in the studio because I just feel like that was just very dirty. The whole conversation was so dirty.
Real naughty.
Wipe off them. Thank you. Zach's got some hand sanitizer. Thank you. I'll go ahead and sanitize my handies. And you gotta get them. You gotta get the front and the back. Okay, so I'm just gonna. Gotta put it on the dirty mouth. Just gonna disinfect it.
You feel dirty.
He. I didn't know the thing about the red wine. I didn't know that. Did you ever hear that before? I didn't.
No, I never had sex with a pinky toe.
Yes, you have. Stop it, Rick. Stop.
I haven't.
Rick. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to talk to Rick for a second. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's College Month on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, and we want to help your young scholar get those free scholarship dollars. All month long, we'll be highlighting local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. So be sure to tune in to 101.7 The Truth's College Month so you can learn how your scholar can get those scholarship dollars. College Month on The Truth is sponsored by Marquette University and Educators Credit Union.
What is a DJ? Do we just play music? Maybe some are that simple. For me, I create memories that last a lifetime. I'm always thinking about how songs connect. I read the room. Every event is an open canvas, a new world. So what's a DJ when you hire me? I'm a vibe architect, a curator of euphoria, a guaranteed good time.
I know you want me. Every day, not only when you're lonely.
Whether you have a wedding, festival, corporate event, or any other special occasion, get your free consultation with DJ Remaniac today.
Trailblazer.
June 2022, Southeast Wisconsin. A distracted driver killed 3 people, and in that single moment, it affected many more. The grandmother,
And my heart sank. Their lives are forever lost.
pastor,
That was the most difficult day of my entire ministry.
sister.
I lost my best friend.
Distracted driving affects everyone. Buckle up, phone down. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
At Grunberg Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
At Educators Credit Union, they believe that every person should have the tools they need to achieve their dreams. Educators Credit Union is dedicated to helping our future leaders eliminate financial hurdles by providing 35 high school seniors a $2,000 scholarship every year. Applications open in January. Visit Educators Credit Union at ECU.com to learn more about how to apply. Educators Credit Union, insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
If I ever fall in love again, I'll be a friend. It's gonna be a friend. I ever fall in love again, I'll be a friend. Yeah. I like them cool and kinda cocky, not too much to make it move. And try to lock me, try to take away the jewels. You cannot stop it, gotta understand the rules. I've been the type to wear the heart on my sleeve. Been the one to always choose the wrong play. Not the type to ever see me lonely. I keep my socks on during loving. In and out, baby, in and out, can't play. If I ever fall again.
What's your question, Ricky?
I'm filled with a lot of questions today.
I don't know if I want to answer them. If they're about,
I want you to answer.
Nope.
This. Have you ever?
Probably.
Have you ever been paid for sex? If so, how much?
Like directly and explicitly, have I accepted payment for it? No. Have other profitable benefits been extended to me because of our involvement? Yes. That's like saying a woman would never call herself an escort or a prostitute, but she will require that a man meet certain financial parameters before she even considers physical intimacy. Still prostitution, but we just call it dating. So it's a roundabout kind of end around to not fully admitting to prostitution. if a woman says, "Oh, you got to pay my bills and give me money and take me out to eat to really expensive restaurants," then and only then will I even consider you physically. Now, here's the other thing: she still doesn't have to, but at least the man knows what his financial outlay is likely going to be prior to her consideration. The same goes for men, because there are some women. Well, I don't think,
but most women are very direct though on what they want.
All right, so here, oh God, how do I explain this? I gotta be careful. What version do y'all want of the truth? Do you want? I'm not asking you, Rick.
Yeah, don't ask me, because I'm gonna tell you.
So there's two loneliness epidemics going on in the country, and women will use the loneliness epidemic against men because, like, a lot of times women of a certain age group, they blame men. We're patriarchal, we're chauvinistic, we're oppressive, and they're like, "Ha ha, you're lonely. No women want to be with you." But what women don't understand is that they have a loneliness epidemic too, but theirs comes at a different time, and it's worse. So if there are men who are not performing and providing, they don't have a lot of money, they might still be living at home because they can't afford to buy a house or pay rent or whatever. A lot of times those men, per the standards of modern women, are simply undateable because they're not really offering anything, especially financial stability. And then if a woman, if she wants to have children, which clearly is not a requirement, she can't look at that man as a potential father for her children because he doesn't have anything going for himself. And a lot of those men are undateable and just don't have girlfriends. And so some of those men are dealing with a loneliness epidemic. There's another loneliness epidemic that is happening too, and I'm familiar with it because it's right here in our city, and it's with women. So just humor me for a moment. Women, more often than not, are younger than the men that they marry. Let's go ahead and assume that the divorce rate in some cases is 50%, in some cases it is higher. A woman meets a man maybe in her 20s, they get married in their 20s and their 30s. They have children, let's assume that the children are now grown. They get divorced, right? They've been together for 25 or 30 years, right? And this woman she's doing well. She probably has a college education. She probably has a career. She's got money. She got the house and the divorce. The kids are grown, right? She's 50-something years old. The last time she was single, she was in her 20s, and the world was different. The world looked at her different. The world treated her different. The world objectified her sexually. Now, she's in her 50s, and here's the thing. She's more confident than ever, but she's not the same woman that she was in her 20s when she'd go out wearing these little itty-bitty short skirts and getting all this male attention that at that time was unwanted. Now she can't find anybody.
So I want to piggyback off what you said about the loneliness. So
let me finish this part of the story, though, because this is the kicker. There's a cohort of successful women in this city that are in their 50s that are single as hell and cannot find men to date them because men that they would date, typically they're still going to date older men. Those men aren't performing sexually in the bedroom. 50-year-old women ain't trying to date 60-year-old men, but it also is not as easy as some of y'all think for a 50-something-year-old woman. Even though she has everything, she's got the career, the money, the house. She's got 2 Mercedes Benzes. She's got all those things. She can't find anybody either because men in their 20s and their 30s ain't dating her. Y'all seem to think that they are, but they're not. She's lonely. So there's a cohort of women in this city that pay younger men to be with them. Like, maybe not explicitly, but if they need to go to events, if they need to have somebody to go to a gala with, they are paying these men. And here's the thing, younger men to them are in their 40s. And then at the end of the night, if that woman who is in her 50s, she's not going on a dating site. And she's not going out as much as she used to. Remember, she's divorced. And she still looks really good. But she can't find men. These women are paying men in this city to be their companions. Ricky, your question or comment?
So, you know how the saying goes, men marry who they want, women marry who they can.
Correct.
So is it equivalent to women chooses to be lonely versus not having a choice of being lonely? Like, do women, is that equivalent to that? If you get what I'm saying, like, women have a choice to be lonely rather than a man having a choice to be lonely.
I don't know if a woman can say, I want to get married next year, or if her plan is to get married, because there's more status in a married woman than I think in a married man. So if she's married, it shows stability. It shows a whole bunch of, like, societal things that we respect if this woman is married. Also, it's a way in which she can one-up all of her single friends, but she's not doing the proposing, right? So she has to be proposed to. She can want to get married all day long, but if no men want to marry her, I don't care how bad she wants it. Or she's got to drop down so low as far as expectations go for a man to marry her that it may not be worth it. But men, we do the proposing. So we propose to who we want is probably a better use of that phrase. Women get proposed to, and then she can accept or reject. But men, we're doing the proposing. Until women start proposing, and make no mistake about it, women do propose. I posted a picture, it was a while ago, I don't know, like 6 months ago, several pictures of women getting on their knees and proposing to men, and the number of women that commented on that picture that were like violently angry, because a lot of them have let men leave their lives because the women didn't propose to him. Y'all can propose to us. You want equality and everything else. You don't let that man get away. Women will even say, now this is not indicative of all women out there, because some of y'all are different. There's always an exception to the rule, and whenever I say something, it's always the exception that speaks up and gets mad. A woman can see the most beautiful, handsome, charming man from across the room. Everybody knows him. He's got a great reputation. And this man, this beautiful, incredible, charming man, could be staring at this woman all night long. And this woman who sees this incredible man, he's beautiful, he's charming, he's got a wonderful reputation, he's got money, he's tall, he's got all the things. That woman would rather let that man walk away forever instead of going and approaching him. That's insane to me. Every so often, us men are compelled to say hello to a beautiful woman, because if we don't, we'll regret it. I wonder why women don't feel that same motivation. If I see a woman that is so beautiful and so charming, I'm going to at least acknowledge her. I'm going to introduce myself and say hello to her. At the very least. Doesn't mean I'm trying to date her, but if I'm that compelled by her beauty and by like her vibe and her aura, I'm going to like acknowledge her, right? In a very respectful way. Women won't do that. You know why it is? I think that women are more afraid of rejection than men. Being a man, rejection is a part of the calculus. Fellas, you know it. It's a part of it, and you can't even get mad when you get rejected. In fact, the way we should look at it, men, because sometimes y'all get real hurt if you approach a woman, and we think we're doing her a favor by approaching her, not realizing that she's already turned down 32 men that same day. We think that if we go up to her and tell her she's beautiful or whatever we say, that we're doing her some kind of fantastic favor. And then when she says, oh, no, thank you, or I got a boyfriend, some men like get angry with that. Fellas, if she doesn't appreciate your initial advance, you might have dodged a bullet. Consider it a blessing. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. Just because she looks good. Good looks are sometimes wasted on terrible women. Women, I know you feel the same way. You know a bunch of real handsome dudes, they ain't got nothing going for themselves except for how they look. And maybe some wee-wee. Maybe the wee-wee is good. Ladies, I know you know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend like you don't. That good wee-wee is wasted on a man. It's no good. But boy, oh boy, does he look good. And he can hump real nice. It's wasted. He doesn't have anything going for himself. I mean, y'all will still date him anyway. It's unfortunate. But attractiveness is very deceptive. We give attractive people way more credit sometimes than they deserve, because we have these huge expectations that they're going to be nice, they're going to be wonderful, and they're probably going to be smart, and they're going to be funny. We get all that just from their attractiveness, which, you know, beauty's only skin deep. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are you ready to feel rare, authentic, beautiful? Shop Coach Erica's Journey Collection brand, now available at boutiques on the go. From statement shirts to inspiring accessories, wear confidence your way. Shop online today at boutiquesonthego.online. That's boutiquesonthego.online.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Tory Lowe with his truth.
It's official. July 5th is Tory Lowe Day in the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County. I am humbled to receive this proclamation from the mayor's office and the county executive's office. To me, this day represents life and purpose and being driven by passion to serve and empower others. It's about being unselfish and answering the call to help those in need and living life with intention. Despite challenges and obstacles, I remain focused on creating real change in my community, county, and state. This recognition isn't about me. It's about the collective efforts of those who supported me along the way. It's about the resilience and determination that defines my journey. As we celebrate this day, I want to leave you with a challenge. What will you do to create positive change in your community? Will you get out and volunteer, mentor, or simply be a support to a friend? Whatever it is, I urge you to take action. Together we can build a brighter future, one that's filled with hope, opportunity, and empowerment. I am honored to serve, and I am grateful for this recognition. Let's continue to uplift and support one another, striving for a better tomorrow. So what does Tory Lowe Day mean to me? Let's make a difference together. Let's stay committed to our purpose and keep pushing forward even in the face of adversity. I'm excited to see the impact we can make, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve alongside such an amazing community. Now, my question is, what does Tory Lowe Day mean to you?
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Tory Lowe Show weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are you ready to level up your mindset, your money, and your future? Join Coach Erica Odom, real estate investor, success coach, and published author for On the Journey with Coach Erica. Each month, Coach Erica shares real strategies and proven tips and the mindset shifts you need to reach your goals. Tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. for a powerful discussion on the topic of finances and turning your passions into profit. Shout out to Ben and Carrie. Coach Erica will be joined by realtor Rothea Hunt and Easy Fix Financials, Jeremiah J.J. Jordan. That's On the Journey with Coach Erica, live tomorrow at 6 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Please tune into that, ladies and gentlemen, because that is something I think that we need to learn in these days and times. You're passionate about something, there's something that you love to do very much. Turn that into profit. And when you see other people that are taking that risk in taking that leap of faith of leaving something that is safe and secure but not for them, and shuttering that and going for something that they really, really love, and that becomes their new vocation. I love when people do that, and that is the whole point of entrepreneurship. Be your own boss. Do it your way. Manage yourself, because you know how to get it done better than anybody else. The award-winning 1017 The Truth is the home of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. The Panthers look to bounce back as they come back to take on the Little Rock Trojans tonight at UWM Panther Arena. Scott Warris has the coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock, Ricky, so you need to watch that game. Ricky, you need to follow your passions. What are you passionate about, Ricky? What moves you?
What am I passionate about?
And what do you love? What are your hobbies? What's the one thing you could do forever and it wouldn't be like work?
Are you trying to get to know me, Sherwin?
No.
Sound real intimate.
I know you well enough.
What are some of the things I'm passionate about?
If there's nothing, say nothing.
I'm actually passionate about artist development.
There you go. You like music and DJing, and that's your thing, right?
I like A&R. I like to be A&R. I like to do stuff like that, artist development, helping artists establish things like that, giving sources and tips and insights and stuff like that. I like to be a tastemaker and move maker.
All right. Oh, that's wonderful. Just wondering why you haven't helped me with my...
Oh, my.
Hold on. I'm a music producer.
I can help you with that, actually.
Who?
Tori's right here.
Tori's a music producer?
No, but he has music. He has music connections.
Tori, put my AI album on. Tell people to listen to it and buy it. Thank you, Tori. Tori got his Packers jersey on today.
They play today. They play tonight. I don't think they're going to win, though.
Hey! Yeah, they are.
I don't know.
They play...
Eagles might fly high.
Oh, they play the Eagles tonight?
Yeah. Look, your whole attitude done changed.
Jordan Love, I think he will get... Let me tell you what. Where he is right now at 27, Aaron Rodgers was not, neither was Brett Favre. This brother's thrown like one interception the whole year. Okay, maybe not one. But he's doing well. This is a very young team. They got many years.
Say, get on the Love train.
I'm on it. Is that a Love jersey, Tori? What jersey you wearing? I feel like Tori needs to come in here. Does Tori need to come in? Tori, you busy right now?
Go in there, Tori.
No, not. Hold on now. If Tori got to prepare for his show now, you know what I mean? If he got to do stuff. Uh-oh. Come on in. Tori Lowe, everybody, in the studio. Let's let Rick turn your mic on. How you been, man? Is his mic on?
Hey.
There he is.
Hey, what's happening, Sherwin?
Have we done this before?
Yes.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been like over 8 months, probably.
First, how's your show going?
Powerful.
All right.
Advocacy, Milwaukee is always, every day, it's something going on. I get a call every day, no matter what's going on out here. And then I try to address it, and thank God that we're on the airwaves, because I remember when you was, before we got to the truth, you would allow me to come and talk about some of the things
that's right
that was going on in the streets that nobody would hardly let me talk about. So salute to you.
Well, I appreciate that, Tori. So here's my question. There's some concerns, because I don't know if people, they don't know your limitations, because there's some things that you can't help them with, you can't get involved with. How do you either reject those people? How do you turn them down? Because they're counting on you to help them, and some things you can't do.
Well, when you've been around the community for like 16 years, you kind of run into some of everybody. So if it's something that I feel that I can give them a reference to somebody,
oh yeah,
I do that. If I can't do it, I'll be like, oh, you know what? This person, I read the mission statement. Sometimes people put the mission statement out there, but maybe the effort is not there. But I do send them off to other people that claim to have expertise in certain areas.
Well, no, that's helpful, giving them the resources and pointing them in the right direction. Being on the radio has obviously expanded your reach, and there's people that now have access to you because maybe they didn't have your cell phone number, or maybe they weren't on social media, but they put on 101.7 The Truth between 1 and 4. They call 833-212-101.7. Tori, there have been people that have called me and wanted your information or wanted your telephone number. Were our shows ever back? We were back-to-back at one point in time.
At first.
All right, there would be people.
Started.
That's right. So here's what would happen. Somebody would call like the last 15 minutes of my show because they wanted to talk to you, and I'll just put me on hold. I'll just wait until Tori's show comes on. So people would call my show just to be on hold in queue to be able to ask you questions. Doesn't that get overwhelming sometimes?
It's overwhelming today. Somebody called me and was like, it was a woman with 6 kids. They ain't got nowhere to go, need help, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm trying to start my day. I'm like, oh, here we go. So it does elevate your stress levels a little bit,
Did the temporary pause in SNAP EBT benefits cause some issues and some problems for the families that that you're working with, and how did you deal with that?
You know what? I knew that they couldn't allow it to happen. Like, ultimately, it's more white people on SNAP benefits than it is black.
Dramatically
Okay,
more.
so I see people look at the mainstream narrative, and I understand. Okay, sometimes you got to get out that bots.
Tori, you know we mainstream too. I love when you say, "Oh, the mainstream media." Brother, you mainstream too.
Well,
now.
okay, well, cool. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about the ideas and narratives that come out, and the only thing I'll say is like, we gotta stop claiming certain things like we're the ones that the majority on certain things. That's all. I'll say that. So when I heard SNAP benefits finna get shut down, that's they people, and we do feel the effect because we live in disenfranchised communities and things like that. But overall, you know how many white women and children were about to be impacted, and they live in these other townships outside of Milwaukee. They said over 700,000 people were going to be affected in the state of Wisconsin from SNAP benefits. How many black people registered through census live in Milwaukee? They said 150 maybe.
Oh, I know the number. 125,000
Okay.
African Americans are on SNAP. 575,000 white people just in the state of Wisconsin.
Okay.
So here's the thing with us
saying.
though. We can get resources. We're going to get food. MPS can turn into a big food pantry. We got food banks all throughout the city of Milwaukee. Like I posted on my social media because I didn't know when the government shutdown was going to end. I said our people are going to eat no matter what because we're going to make it. So
Right.
I'm worried about white folks who live in small towns and rural areas where the closest food bank is 30 miles
Right.
away, and by the time they get there, everything is empty. So I think that in cities we have more resources to get people through tough time. You know how many nonprofits we have in Milwaukee? And this is when all the nonprofits that we have, and we may also agree on this, we got too damn many of them. But they all can churn out whatever the community needs at the drop of a hat. If it's food scarcity, we'll find the food. If it's, helping people sign up for health insurance, we'll have some nonprofits and agencies doing that as well. So we'll be all right.
So that's what I'm saying. So I did see the fear. But in the back of my mind, I thought, hey, it's no way possible they're going to allow this to happen because of the true dynamic of the program.
But
okay,
Tori, but Trump. I mean,
go right ahead.
No, I don't.
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead. It's early Monday.
He believed, and he said it. There was a little interview he did when he was stepping on the Air Force One, which may not be the best time to get a statement from Trump. He said, well, the majority of the people that are getting those benefits are Democrats anyway. Whether he meant it or not, I don't know, but I know he said it. And I think that he was willing to use pausing SNAP benefits where most of the people that receive them are actually children in order to gain leverage in the shutdown. And I think ultimately it worked because the Senate Democrats voted
They did. They
to reopen the government.
To reopen the government. Trump
Isn't that a little harsh?
Trump is a hard-nosed business, a billionaire kind of brat attitude. So, and then you got Democrats who want to do what their programs are. And what I saw when I looked at the overall conversation, I said that, okay, we need to pass a law where if you are allowing the shutdown, no matter Democrat, Republican, you shouldn't get a paycheck. You shouldn't get paid.
There would never be a shutdown ever again.
If the government is shut down, nobody gets paid. That's the conclusion.
They'll never pass that. Because that means the president doesn't get paid, and the president would have to sign it. So
I'm just saying, because then the nonsense will stop. Because sometimes politics get so nonsensical that I have to get to the common sense and say, why are y'all getting a check if people are not getting a check that work for the federal government?
Point well taken.
Okay.
Tori, this has been very nice. It's almost like you just Liz Brown to me.
Oh, wow.
You came in the last segment of my show.
That's what's up. What? Was that an AI?
They have sometimes Liz saying that part fits in many of our shows, so I think they have it as a hotkey.
I didn't know it was a hotkey. That's what's up.
Did you know that You're Powerful was a hotkey? Oh, you knew that.
I knew that. They AI that goes on.
No, hold on, brother. That ain't AI. That's Tory I. That's what that is.
Oh, wow.
That's you.
But hold on. Well, I need to get since I'm here, I need to get a copy of your music that you've been generating through AI. You didn't already jumped on the AI music bandwagon.
My intro is AI generated.
Really?
My new intro, I made a new one. We still got the old one, but I made a new one.
I need to get a whole copy of this. Is there a place I can go?
Tori, you will. What time is it? 11:44? You'll have it by noon.
Okay. So I heard you was like Kenny G now, like you know where you got the smooth groove.
I have many genres of music that I create, but I'll take Kenny G.
Yeah, Kenny G. I used to listen to Kenny G in college when I wanted to relax.
I love Kenny G.
Yeah, I used to listen.
Boney James is actually coming to the Riverside Theater or the Pabst Theater this week. So
Sound like a bro day brewing up.
A bro day. Well, me and Tori going to a jazz concert
Y'all go see
together. I'd go see a show with Tori Lowe.
Yeah.
Problem is, everybody would know
Boney G.
Boney James is he's a classic smooth jazz artist. I think he would.
Nothing wrong with a little bromance.
All right.
Well, I don't know if it's a bromance because me and Sherwin didn't hung out plenty of times. Sherwin
we
used
go
to be
way
out there.
back.
Look, Sherwin used to be out there like on the front line, like standing there with the microphone. You know what I mean? So
Unity.
He would step out on a couple occasions. And,
Yeah, we did an event
yes.
together some years ago.
Yes.
Actually, that's when I met Vaughn Mays. He showed up at my event stepping on a damn American flag, which was terrible. But yeah,
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was.
Von Mays be wildin'.
You remember that?
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, we did a press conference, and we were trying to get Tori and I worked together on getting John Chisholm, our district attorney, recalled.
Yep.
Because he would not prosecute police officers when they harmed African Americans. So he and I worked together on that initiative. Yep. And then Vaughn Mays showed up at my press conference and put an American flag on the sidewalk, and he stood on it.
That was all on the news, yeah.
Yep, that's what people saw. But Tori, thank you for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. What can people expect on your show today?
Packers. The Packers is Monday Night Football, and just a bunch of community stuff just going on left and right.
All right.
Stuff that I was dealing with over the weekend, and we had the Opulence Awards.
Oh,
that was here at the 3rd Street Market Hall. So,
all right. That's what you guys got from 1 to 4, Tori Lowe Show. Tori, thank you, man.
Hey, thank you for having me.
All right.
The
Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Milwaukee Panthers are back home on Monday night as they host the Little Rock Trojans.
Like a gazelle, Faison Fields. Elam for three, book it. 36-25, timeout Pirates. Now they are rolling.
Scott Warris has the coverage Monday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
Contract-ready businesses, opportunity seekers, partnership builders, deal closers. Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, is focused on you. This event puts small businesses like yours in the room with buyers, partners, and mentors who can open doors to bigger opportunities. Join us online December 9th and in person December 10th and 11th at Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee. Whether you're a construction company looking for contracts or a service provider ready to grow, Marketplace Wisconsin is for you. Meet one-on-one with government reps, corporate buyers, and resource providers. Small businesses like yours keep Wisconsin moving forward. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation is here to propel your growth. So join them for Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, December 10th and 11th. Register today at marketplacewisconsin.com. That's marketplacewisconsin.com. Presented by WEDC. Let's look forward together.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Students learn best when they can put their knowledge into action. JA's Stock Market Challenge teaches high school students how to analyze stocks and how current events impact value. Thanks to RSM, our partner that makes this program possible. It's just one of many ways JA brings learning to life. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Community Spotlight this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. We'll be speaking with Dr. Tardy from Pearls for Teen Girls, an organization empowering girls in 5th through 12th grade across Milwaukee. Again, that is the Community Spotlight this Wednesday with Pearls for Teen Girls at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Don't let a trade-in get in the way of the phone you want. Now you can get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in required, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details. You know what? I think it's time I get a new phone, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. What are you dinging for?
Get an iPhone.
No! I'm not in a cult. I'm also not a child.
You probably got cracks on your phone, don't you?
So you know
the back of your phone probably peeling.
No, it ain't. The case is messed up. I have dropped this phone. I got this phone in 2017. I have dropped this phone twice a week since 2017, and I just noticed.
2017, your phone almost 10 years old, my dude.
Yeah, I don't need to replace phones because that's bad financial planning, and most people that need to have, I gotta have the hot new phone. Your asses are broke and probably somewhere paying rent. However, I digress. I don't want to offend nobody. So I just noticed a tiny little crack in the corner of my phone after dropping it on a hardwood floor 3 times a week for the last 8 years. This phone right here, tough as nails. Here's the reason why I got to replace it. Because some of the apps that I have on here, because all my apps are on here, you know, my apps to check all my stuff, and even the app to get into the building, apps for my car. Sometimes when I open up some of the apps are like, no, we're not opening because you need to upgrade your phone. So either go to the website or go get a new phone. So my apps are no longer opening because the operating system that I have on this particular Android Samsung, what is this, a S9 Galaxy 9 Galaxy, something. So I gotta replace it. What I'm concerned about though is a lot of these apps, I don't know what the passwords are because it's either facial recognition or my fingerprint opens the apps. I don't know what these damn passwords are. I remember back in the day you had one password for everything. Now you can't have one password for everything. So I don't know what these passwords are. So if I get a new phone, will all of my apps transfer to the new phone? The apps will, that I know, but will the passwords transfer too? Zach says no, but Zach, you're an iPhone person, correct? iPhones are different. iPhones are...
Well, yeah, if it was an iPhone, the passwords would transfer, but since it's not an iPhone, the passwords aren't going to transfer, so you're going to have to relog in.
Hey, no, hold on. Maybe you don't know.
No, I know for a fact. I'm speaking from experience.
Well, guess I'll have to figure that out at some point in time. I'm scared to look at the comments because of my conversation with Tori. Me and Tori are great. Like, as long as we don't talk about where we disagree, me and Tori go way, 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 way back. First time Tori was ever on the radio was with me at WNOV. He's a very nice guy. He's very mild-mannered, but that day he used a lot of profanity. Like a lot. I said, Tori, you can't say that. And I said, Tori, no, he kept saying one particular word, which I can't say now. I said it to him on the air. I said, Tori, you can't say that. He was like, what? Then he said the word again. I was like, that word. He said, what do you mean I can't say? And he said it again. But Sherwin, I thought I could say that word. I said, Tori, you got to stop saying it. What do you mean I can't say that word? So but no, we go way back. JD the Poet said Sherwin's phone is so old it has a rotary dial. Todd says, get the Android Z Fold. It's amazing. Any phone that has a flip or has like a flip screen, those are not reliable. Hey, Rick, you spelled my name wrong. The truth with Sherwin Hughes. Look at that. Look at that. Everybody look. Everybody look. Got me thinking that I can't spell my own name. The truth with Sherwin Hughes. Damn.
What are you talking about? It says it got an S.
Why does mine have an A on it? 40 days.
Your work computer's kind of slow.
Zach, do you see? You just fixed it? That's why.
Oh, I did.
Yes, you did.
I'm over here working on your podcast right now.
You just fixed it. Hey, my name was spelled wrong for 3 hours.
You tripping, dog.
Don't stick up for him.
You tripping.
Hey, y'all in the chat, they'll be honest. Was my name spelled wrong on the title of this show? Oh, also, since we're making edits, you see under my name where it says Hughes Views, at Hughes Views, it's supposed to be Hughes Views 414. Can we add a 414 to my, because that's my social media tag on Instagram.
Well, you always changing it, but we'll fix it.
Ain't nobody changing it, dog. It's always been Hughes Views 414 because Hughes Views was taken. Thank you, Zach. Good God. It's hard to find good help these days. Well, I know Minister Kevin, shout out to Minister Kevin. I know it says Sherwin Hughes now, but it didn't before. Exactly, I thought so.
Let it go.
Y'all, I ain't
let it go.
You know I'm a stickler for the details.
Tripping, dog.
Oh, here we go. Antoine says, Android encryption on passwords doesn't carry over with transferring data from old phones to new. So what am I going to do? I can't figure out.
iPhone.
That don't help me either because my whole point is I need these apps to carry over and these passwords. If I get an iPhone, nothing is transferable from an Android to an iPhone, is it?
You had iPhone at first.
I can't do it.
Had an iCloud back
Hey, look what time it is. You know what? No, I'll keep talking. Even though Kyle Wallace's show starts right now. My show is technically over. Look, Rhea's in there. I'll keep going. I'll tell Kyle he can't come in here. I'm kidding. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson.